You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. I'm unqualified opinion and unwavering bias here on a Monday, the
14th.
14th of June.
I was going to say 12th.
Well, that would have been wrong. 13th?
No, 14th.
14th, 13th, 14th of June, 2022. On a Tuesday after the Queen's long birthday, long weekend, Eddie, if I can speak openly and honestly and truthfully to you, haven't felt this fresh maybe in 40 years.
I'm freshness personified this morning.
Yeah,
I feel
dude.
like I've had the week. I haven't had the weekend off, but I've had the weekend off from ripping and tearing.
Yeah.
And it's just freed me up, dude. And I'm just soaked in freshness.
Are we the fresh food people?
We're the fresh food people, bro. I'm literally soaked to the core with freshness.
Yeah.
You could ring me out for 20 minutes. I still wouldn't be done.
Drenched in freshness.
Sopping wet.
Yeah. With
Sopping
freshness.
fresh.
You're like, it's almost like someone's kept me in the vegetable crisper the entire weekend. And I'm coming out and I'm as good as I was when I went in fact, maybe better.
No, you've come out better.
I've come out better.
You've come out way better. Last week was a fucking write-off.
Last week was just...
It was a write-off.
It was foggy. It was darkness. It was fucking head noise. It was sleep deprivation. It was like just... get me to the end of this thing.
Yep.
And then you don't necessarily notice when the fog lifts, but then once it lifts and then into a relatively like fresh filled weekend, you're like, holy shit, dude, glint in my eye. The sky's never been as blue. The birds haven't sounded as sweet. Their song,
Their singing, mate. It's just, it feels like I'm skipping through a field of daisies.
a meadow,
A meadow, Tom.
and like running with your hands out, just delicately tickling the tops of the flowers.
Dude, it's meadow season.
Yeah.
Know that.
Yeah.
Know that we find ourselves balls deep punters and dribblers in meadow season. And I'm frolicking right now.
Yeah.
I haven't frolicked in ages,
Skipping
bro.
through meadows.
I'm frolicking, I'm skipping, I'm drenched, sopping wet in freshness. And that's why I come to you, ladies and gentlemen, as punters and dribblers, with a pep in my step. It's as simple as that. How does one insert a pep into their step? They get fresh, they get right. They get their body and their mind and their soul aligned.
Yep.
Last week was not that. Tom and I sent it in Melbourne. We paid our fucking price. We paid for the price of admission. Know that.
Yeah. Even though we got our tickets for free.
Dude, we got stung at the toll
Thanks
booth,
to
dude.
KO, we paid a heavy toll.
Heavy toll.
And so thank God, if he or she does exist, I tend to believe that he or she does not. But were he or she to exist, thank you for giving us freshness because we needed it. Now, the weekend that was Eddie, 4 day, like it felt like it's a 3 day weekend. Daddy took Friday off because he's 33.
Yeah, he
So
is.
it was a 4 day weekend,
Love
and it
that.
felt like it. I even said to Steph on Monday, yesterday, I go, I haven't thought about a fucking thing for 4 days.
Which is what you need.
What you need.
Because you
dude.
need to reset, Tom.
It was a reset, dude. Factory reset, just jam that little button in the back of my head with one of those really pointy bits.
Someone went out and they got a toothpick and they
Yeah.
factory reset
They factory
you, bro.
reset
Because
me.
you were speaking fucking Mandarin by the end of it, dude. You were all over the shop.
I was all fucking, I needed a bit my default settings just.
You needed it fixed quickly because
Yeah.
you were all at sea, my friend.
Yep.
And I saw a man all at sea because I recognised myself in you.
Yeah.
And I knew I was all at sea. So if I was all at sea and I saw all of Seenus in you, I knew you needed a factory reset.
I got the direct factory reset button, toothpick jammed into the back of my head. For anyone that wants to reset me, that's how you do it. 4 days off, divine.
How was your birthday, bruh?
Birthday was lovely. It was the most 33-year-old sort of like father of two birthday you've ever had in your life. And that's great because, as you said, there was nothing about me that wanted to rip nor tear. Couldn't have.
You can't during a factory reset.
No, you can't actually. It's heavily advised against. In fact, you may never come back. Now, I did, obviously. So, what was it, Friday? Yeah, Friday. Steph took me to... Oh, she got me this jacket. Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry. Am I wearing a... Whatever this material is.
What is
Sportscraft-
that?
Sportscraft bomber. Thank
What
you.
is that?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
wool?
No, I have no idea.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either, dude. But I tell you what, it's not this material on the inside, 'cause if it was, it'd be itch shitty. But it ain't.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
If you got that on the inside, you're itching your dick off.
No, if that was on the inside, that's like you're in an asylum.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to torture you.
You're like, that's torture.
Yeah, or it's like old weldy jumpers your granddad used to wear.
It's like it's got a little bit of steel wool in it.
But it's that sort of vibe. But I don't know what the fuck you'd call it. I mean, I'm sure I can't be bothered. Anyway, shout out to Steph for getting me the jacket. Took me to Raw Bar.
Love that.
Where the food is raw.
Yes.
And so are the times. We got into our work. Again, factory reset, nothing crazy, but a couple of mugs were pounded in the Bondi sun.
Yep.
As well as a couple of rosés.
Nice.
And plenty of raw fish.
Did you just go hard in the paint?
Yes. We have fucking
Did you get an assortment or did you get...
No. We get an assortment. We get an assortment, but we have... And obviously...
How much... Because you and I like to treat ourselves twice a week to some raw fish down the road. How much in comparison to that? Because we get quite a bit there.
Well, that there is raw fish en masse. That's what you and I do is bulk raw fish.
At a fucking great price.
At a phenomenal rate. Shout out to... I can't remember what it's called, but...
Seafood something?
That'll do. Find it. We got obviously our sashimi platter, but then you get your sushis, your inside out rolls, your special rolls, which is your spicy tuna rolls.
They're special.
Agadashi tofu, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Shout out to Agadashi. I don't know what that is, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. I could carry a hip flask of Agadashi around with me and just bang, pound that shit.
Yeah. I also would like to shout out Agadashi just as a word. It comes out fucking Agadashi.
Can I say something? It tastes how it sounds.
Yeah. Just to the point.
Just
Agadashi tofu.
Bang,
dude.
what's up, baby? I'm Agadashi and I'm here to fucking party.
I'm here to fucking get down to work.
I'm going to get down to it. Let's get down to brass tacks.
Some kingfish ceviche.
Always. There's always kingfish ceviche running around. Always. It's the most plentiful dish. As in, like, it's like at every restaurant. I reckon 8 out of 10 restaurants, they've got fucking kingfish ceviche.
And if they don't,
then we've got issues.
I had on Saturday night at a Thai place. Everywhere.
There you go.
A Thai place, yeah.
It's everywhere. What are you doing over there, bud?
He's eating his fucking bed, the little shit.
Sorry, we do have
Tonka's
in the building. Shout out to Tonka.
Ruining his bed.
That's all right.
Looking for attention.
Get it, Tonk.
Okay.
So we went hard because it's a birthday. But every once in a while, we like to have fuck it lunches where we just go in and we just say fuck it. And we don't look at like, obviously I'm not about to buy a
Is that a look?
Look at the like prices and we're not like, ooh, is it a bit? We're just like, whatever we feel like, we'll just get it.
Is that a look?
As in like, we look at each other
is it a knowing look? Is it a knowing... Oh, well, let's fuck it. Or,
it's sort of...
Or do you is it pre-planned?
It depends. Some are pre-planned. We've had some pre-planned. We went to Manly once to this place. I can't remember, a Sugarfish or some shit in Manly. We went in there and we were like, we're on fuck it lunchtime right now. And it was a real fuck it vibe. This one, it's a birthday, so it's assumed, but it's also, unless it's said. And we just went in there and it was like, what do you want? And I just went, fuck it.
What's your birthday? In fairness to you.
No.
And you were... halfway through a factory race.
So you need to, right? You need to.
You got it.
And then we did a lovely little meander up and down the beach afterwards. The oceans, punters and dribblers. At least if you're living on the East Coast.
Were you on the sand or were you on the promenade?
Fuck the sand, dude. Are you kidding me?
I was going to say.
Jesus
Well, you said up and down the beach. I was just I wanted to see how off the deep end you went.
No. You definitely keep it to the promenade because it's freezing, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Freezing. And the waves, the ocean.
Arctic chilled them.
But the ocean, more hectic than the weather would suggest. Usually you go down to the beach, you're like, if the weather's fucked, you're like, oh, I was expecting to see the waves this big. Excuse me as I burp up oat cappuccino. I did not expect the waves and everything to be as pumping as they were. Like, all along fucking Clovelly and Bronte and Tama and it's all... Oh, you know your beaches, do you? Sorry. Huge waves.
How big?
Just big.
Just give me the eyeball test.
Eyeball test.
6 foot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Bruh, there were only 2 surfers in the water.
So 8 foot, 10 foot, 12 foot?
Yeah, maybe 15.
15 foot?
100 foot. But all I'm saying is only 2 or 3 surfers with the stones to be out there.
With the wherewithal.
with the wherewithal, with the stones, with the temerity, probably incorrect.
Then if you went up the northern beaches, there'd be 50 people out.
Yes, well, Bronte, not an Arab.
Well, it's not a haven, is it?
Cool.
Certainly not it's not a nursery.
No, it's not.
It's just not a nursery. It's
a nursery of sorts, but it's not a nursery of note.
It's not a noted.
Now, I bet you
nursery.
Maroubra might have been pumping with surfers as well.
Yeah, down at ours or something, the boys would have been out.
Well, but even
ripping
Maroubra Beach can get big and thick and huge, right?
You know ours, that fucking, is it Kernell around there?
Shipsterns or whatever. No, or is that, not Shipstern, that's somewhere
Shipstern's in Tassie.
Ours, Shipstern's where Kobe cut his wrist or by accident, or he got something in there and then he had to get done away.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't know much about surfing. The waves were huge, and I was just sort of like shocked by that. Anyway, walk along the beach, beautiful birthday, went home and just hung with the girls. Next day, family came around, hung with everyone. But in the night time, when, birthday, I was dancing with, the whole family was dancing with Evie to Cold Cold Heart. That was my woo-hoo, party time. And I was like, wow, I'm 33.
Oh, yeah, right.
Cold Cold Heart by Dua Lipa.
So the whole family is...
So my mum, my dad, Willie B, my brother, my sister Bonnie, family friend Pell, family friend Jojo, and then Steph and I and Evie.
Oh, so like
Zoe.
a family affair and everyone's grooving.
And if
you've heard 33 as fuck.
If you've heard Cold Cold Heart by Dua Lipa,
it
gets the people moving. But
and Elton.
It is, you're right. But it gets Evie Rose moving more than anyone. And it was just funny because it's like the children bring out the child in adults. Where like, no one's getting me up and about to dance to Cold Cold Heart if Evie's not there. And no one else would have done it. But it was like just a room full of goofy adults dancing to Cold Cold Heart with Evie just like...
And she was loving it?
Frothing it, dude. Frothing it. So anyway, that's it, really.
That's it?
Well, there's actually... You know what? Before I hear about your weekend, because I know that you've had some life changes.
Yes.
I need to come to you as, my last resort, really. You've always spoken quite glowingly about your own skill set when it comes to like washing clothes, haven't you? You back yourself.
I know. I know a few tricks of the trade.
Don't start fucking underselling it now because you have
I know some tricks of the trade.
Very much. We can check the tapes. You've sucked your own cock about your ability to wash for years now.
Well, I'm just humble. I'm a humble guy.
Thursday or Friday, I think it was Thursday, Steph was making a vegetable curry, and it was delicious.
Yep.
I was tasked with, she had to go down and get some dill or something from the shops. Daddy had to just come in and stir it every once in a while.
Yep.
So it didn't stick to the pan, Eddie.
I'm with you.
So I've come in.
Don't want it burning.
Don't want it burning. I've given it a couple of stirs. When something's hot, though, like cauldron bubble, pop, 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 they're popping. I got a lot of curry onto some slacks of mine. Now, these are some staple pants of mine. They're my staple cream slacks.
They're slacks.
They're just pants, dude.
I'm just trying to get a sense for what they're made of.
Chino-y.
Yes, I'm with you.
Had them for like 4 years, and they've just held up. They just seem to be well made. Not like fucking some clothes where you get them and you get a hole in the crotch and it's just they're fucked.
Yep.
So I've got curry on my pants.
You got a curry issue.
Curry issue. Now, Steph's then put them in the wash.
Yep.
Steph's mum, well, they didn't come out. Steph's mum the next day came over, who's also a cleaning extraordinaire, and was like, I think these are fucked. And I'm like, what? She's the other person I told. She's like, nah, these things are fucked. So I'm like, well,
why doesn't she like what she saw? I wonder what it was. What? Have you got him? Did you bring him with you?
I brought him in. I brought him in.
He's brought him in.
I brought him in.
Give me a look.
Now, to the naked eye, you're not going to see it, punters and dribblers. But trust me, it's there. Edward, you will be able to see it. Just your cut and dry cream. Now, look, I don't want to.
They're slacks.
I don't want to fucking.
They're slacks.
Beat my dick, but they are Italian. Massimo Dutti, bought them a few years ago.
Oh, Massimo Dutti. I know Massimo Dutti.
So just look. All
How do I know that? Because I bought a shirt from there in Milan.
There you go, dude. That's where I got them. I got them in Rome. Sorry. They're
Hang on. Massimo Dutti is actually a Spanish brand.
Well, there you go, dude. But I got him in Rome. So.
Whatever, they sell them in Italy.
And first line of the Wikipedia article, Massimo Dutti is a Spanish low-end luxury clothing company.
Oh, it's low end. That's why I own a shirt. You reckon I'm buying something fucking top end, bro? Reckon I'm spending $3,000 on a fucking polo?
I can afford high-end Italian, really, but sort of Spanish
This looks like, help me out.
Highlighter.
No, what it's in a lot of curries. You can put it in rice to change its colour. Turmeric. Is this turmeric?
I don't know, dude.
Is this a turmeric issue?
I don't know. I'm coming to you.
Look, but what's done? Just thrown in the wash. That's it.
Put some shit on it.
What shit was put on there?
Like your nappy sandy sort of
Nappy
stuff.
sand? Was a toothbrush used to?
I don't know. I'm bringing it to you, dude. This is now your job.
Do you reckon if I can get this out, am I king of the world?
You're king of the wash.
Yeah, king of the wash.
Yeah.
I can get this out.
If you can get it out, you're king
I'm
of the wash.
tasked with this now, punters and dribblers. I've got to go deep within. Because we've got a fucking turmeric stain on our hands, punters and dribblers, and turmeric known to be a cunt.
Yeah.
Turmeric known to be a cunt.
Yeah.
Always has been, always will be. And this is turmeric if I ever seen it.
Yeah.
Leave it with me, bruh.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you're the man for the job, or at least you say you are.
I am.
So you're obviously gonna have to take people through your routine as well.
I'll do it. It may well be dyed, but we will try.
Don't put it in your tongue. Is he gonna fucking chew them up?
He's asleep.
Now
It does say that turmeric. It can leave behind permanent stains, which is why it's so effective as a clothing dye. So your other option there is just to cover the whole thing in turmeric.
I've got a feeling like we'll see, but if it is turmeric, they may well be dyed.
you're just gonna dye the whole pants. You mean?
As in, let's see how we go. Maybe I'll dye them turmeric and then give them back to you and pretend like I got it out.
Stain's gone, even though your pants now look yellow. So anyway, your weekend.
No, we'll have a crack. My weekend. Punters and dribblers, I'm probably not breaking new ground by bringing this up, but I need to say it because it's consumed my life. Moving is the single greatest cunt of a thing that you can put yourself through.
Yep.
Now, look, that might be drenched in a hyperbole, but I don't think so. I think it's true. That's how I feel.
Hip replacements.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Hemorrhoids.
I have been moving into this new pad for days and days and days and days and days. And I got to tell you, I don't feel like much progress has been made. I feel like it has. If you walked over now, you'd go, you haven't moved in at all. You've done nothing. You've got clothes in the cupboard, even though there's already clothes back at fucking the old joint. Shitloads of them. I'm drowning in fucking clothes. Don't know what to do with them. We don't have much furniture. Like we do, but Ella doesn't want it. So like, got to give it away or fucking sell it or it's going back or whatever. So we don't have much furniture in the house. In fact, we don't have much at all. Got a dining table and a couch. That's it.
Did you get a new bed?
We got to get a new bed. We got a good mattress. Got to get a new base.
Kingy?
Haven't gone the king. I'll tell you why. We'd already bought a bed head that wasn't that cheap for a queen. We've been gifted a queen bed, a queen base. That's in the spare room. Now I've already got another queen mattress that's good. So all I need is get a queen base, and it's going to save me thousands. So that's what I'm doing.
I mean, if that makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense. Knowing what I know about how much I need to buy to fill this fucking joint out, I'm just like, I've got to make some wholesale drastic cuts and changes.
You don't need a king.
I don't
unless you have children.
Dude. I want a king. Don't get it twisted for a second,
No,
bro.
I'm not.
I've dreamt of a king. I've dreamt of luxury.
Yep.
I've dreamt of feeling powerful. But reality hits you smack square in the fucking middle of the face and says, oi, cuz, you got some things to buy, bruh. And you can't be dropping thousands on a new bed base, a new bed head. You got to chill the fuck out. You got to woo up. You got to woo up. So I've passed my wooing up onto Elsa. She too has now wooed up. And we settle.
You settle.
But I was moving on Friday. I was moving on Saturday. I was moving on Sunday. I was moving on Monday. I was doing moving last Tuesday. Still not fucking moved in.
No.
Still not moved in. Still not fucking moved in. I don't know what you're going to do with kids and shit. You're going to be in Hezbollah, bruh.
Hezbollah, I don't know if that's correct.
You're going to be in hell, bruh.
Dave, could you just remind me what the fuck Hezbollah is? Isn't that like a group of people in...
They're like a terrorist group in the Middle East. and if I'm willing to admit they're a terrorist group, they must be pretty bad.
I am concerned. The thing that's potentially on my side a little bit is that most of what we're basically moving into my mum's place, mum and her partner's place, while they move overseas. So I am essentially just putting all of my shit into storage.
But what I've realised is that you can move the big stuff, right? You can move all the big stuff and then you're left with smaller stuff. And then you move the smaller stuff and you're left with smaller stuff still. And on it goes, down and down and down to the
granular,
finite, to the granular.
Atomic.
And then there's just shit everywhere. And you're like, what is this? Where the fuck's this come from? I've got a straw in my cupboard and shit. What the fuck's this in here for? I've got like old fucking envelopes and like little like, I've got bobby pins and shit. I've got hair elastics and shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Dirty old strepsils. All that shit. Do you know what I mean? When was the last time I had a strepsil?
Yeah.
Point is, you keep going down, there's shit down there, and then you get down to like 5-cent coins and like Tonka's old snacks and like little fucking dog treats and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Shit everywhere. And you can't just leave there, you got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you go, my back's fucked and I've done nothing.
The last time we moved from Bondi to Bellevue Hill, where we are now, like, we had Evie, so there was still some chaos there, but the biggest fucking, as you say, like, the biggest pain in the ass was not packing everything properly. Like, you need to make sure that everything is boxed, because by the end of it, I was carrying out bags half filled with rubbish / clothes I wanted to keep / fucking random trinkety, finite, atomic pieces of shit that are just in the house. Like, you need to get boxes and just go, even if it's just a box full of rubbish, I just need to pack absolutely everything. And to be honest, and Steph's already trying to get on top of it, and it's the fucking 14th or whatever of June, and I realise now how fucked we are. You need to start as early as possible.
You need to start, I'm not even taking the piss, you got to start 6 weeks out, and you got to just box slowly over time. If you can put absolutely everything into boxes, then they'll just come in and take them away, and you're sweet. Twice yesterday, I had a wheelie bin sized garbage bag filled with my clothes, and as I was walking to the truck, got fucking caught on the handle, ripped open, all fell out. Twice it happened yesterday. Twice. I go, what have I done to the bin bag god to fucking piss him off?
You're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
You know what? You pay your taxes.
I help the garbos if I'm out there and they come along. I push it out for them. I'm fucking good.
You'll help an old lady across the street.
All the time. All the time.
You'll let someone into traffic.
I do. I actually do that. So I'm a nice guy. And yet I get smited twice in like a 5-minute period. I almost snapped when that happened the second time. I go, oh my God. Shit everywhere, all over the fuck, because it broke in the garage, which is dirty. So now more fucking shit's all over the floor, covered in dirt. Fucking nightmare. But you just got to get your head down and you just got to keep ploughing forward, and hope that one day, Tom, you'll wake up and it'll all be done. That's what I was thinking about yesterday. I was actually walking around the new house going, one day this will be done.
But then you know what day that'll be?
The day I move out.
Yeah. Correct. The day you move out and the day you go, oh, okay, now we want to go somewhere else.
Elza, bless her cotton socks, love her to death. She's spent a couple of days in the kitchen and I keep walking in, there's still boxes. I'm like, what's going on here? Where are these? What's going on here? Why are there boxes here? Why haven't they been emptied? There's 5 or 6 boxes in the kitchen still. I need them out of here. I need them gone. I need clear air. Or I will snap. Know that.
Yeah.
So I am fresh, punters and dribblers, from a spiritual mind perspective, but my body's not, it's not that fresh. My back's hurting.
Yeah, my body's not fresh. I've been exercising my little dick off this week.
You know you're alive when you're dragging a Queen ensemble up a fucking narrow set of stairs and it's just like you're jimmying and jamming shit.
Dude, fucking...
That's when you know you're alive.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Again, we're moving all that shit out of the house, but I'm trying to... Steph's like, well, you and your... Will, if you're listening, I haven't hit you up yet, but Steph's like, maybe you and Will can, like... rent a truck and just take all the shit down to your mum's storage, which is down in Barrel.
Rent this. I got a fucking huge van, dude.
I know.
So good.
But so we're well, again, Will, if you're listening, I'm potentially going to be taking all this shit down to storage.
How big is the storage?
Big enough for all our big ticket items. But
have you eyeballed it? You don't want to get down there.
I haven't. Will has.
Okay. Do you know what I mean?
I trust his eye.
Yeah. If it was your mum's, I'd be a bit worried.
Yes, but I trust his eye.
Yep. No offense to Annabelle.
No.
But you know what I mean.
Dude, just no offense to mum.
It's not they're not Packers. It's not their game.
It's not your game.
It's not their game.
But there is a part of me, and it potentially right now is the more dominant part, that just wants to go, you know what? Yeah. Are you a removalist agency who does absolutely everything? Okay, great. Can you please come to my house tomorrow and just take everything to this address? All right, bye-bye.
As a man who's gone through that mere days ago, my suggestion to you, old chum, would be to get on that blower. And you fucking get some cunts around here and you go, you do it for me. Because I know where you live now and it's not easy terrain, dude. You got to go up. You got to go upstairs, ramps,
slippery leaves, fucking bugs.
Issues. Mate, after the first couch, you go, fuck it. And you'll get on the blower. So, like, either do it now or do it after the first couch. Doesn't matter. The outcome's the same.
Yeah.
You're hitting that blower 100%. It'll change your life and your back.
Which isn't good. Life's good, back not good.
Tim Dumbrell, shout out to him. Back problems for like as long as I've known him. He reckons he was carrying his daughter Grace across the Harbour Bridge. Bang, back twinged, never been the same. So all I'm saying is, if you can get someone to move all your big ticket items, maybe you do that.
Maybe you do that.
Maybe you do that.
Is Tim happy you're out of the house? I'm sure he is.
I haven't seen Tim. He goes down to Robinson a lot at the moment.
Oh, yeah, right.
I haven't seen a whole lot of him.
You haven't been there to like have a farewell dinner?
No.
You motherfuckers have been there for a minute.
For a minute, yeah.
COVID.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Yeah, are you going to thank him publicly?
Of course we will.
Publicly?
Nicola and Tim, I love you very much. Thank you for all you've done.
That's really
we will
nice.
go out for a nice meal if I see you again. No. We'll do something. We'll do something nice. Not really their style, but, you know.
We'll
put it on.
You got to do it.
You got to do it. But we are out, Tom. We are out and we are about.
Lovely.
Free.
Back over the east.
Back in the thick of it. I went to watch the Manly game at the Royal. Who should I run into?
Michael Pride.
And Louis Pride.
There you go.
Yeah. And Kate Astley.
Oh,
and I'm
God.
like, okay.
The Paddington Princes.
And the night before I went down to buy some drinks, who should be in there? Ed Liston. So I'm getting the lay of the land.
Yeah, you're certainly working your way into the thick of it. Well, dude, I'm going to be actually right fucking near you when I move to Rushcutters.
It's all going to be there.
Oh, no.
Really
nip
close.
up to the Royal. Oh, the girls are in bed. Whoops.
Sunday Arvo, Manly's playing. Whoops.
Anyway.
So that's nice. It's good. Settling in, getting the feel for it. It's funny, like, I was saying to Elsa last night when we were going for a scoot around the block, I was like, it feels weird at the moment. You know when you go somewhere for the first time, it feels weird or different? Mm-hmm. And then like the vibe changes over time. My sister always says it when we go on holiday somewhere. She's like, she tries to take stock of the vibe at the start and then the vibe at the end to see how much it's changed.
Yeah.
Because it changes.
Oh, it does.
Oh, baby, it changes.
And you'll usually, I think, remember the vibe at the start. Like,
you don't remember the transition period? Is that what you're saying?
So, like, when we lived in Bondi, I fucking loved it. And every time I go back there, I'm like, bro, I want to get back to this place. Like, it's just not like the cool scene. It's just the beach. It's beautiful. It's like a small town.
The location.
The location.
You had a great locale.
But when I think back to it, I think back to like when we moved in, it was summer. I remember the fucking albums I was listening to, and it was just everything was really like fun and fucking holy hell, like this is great. It continued to be great, and it was lovely. And as you say, that transition from it being fresh to just being commonplace happens at some point. But I remember the freshness and being like, oh, dude, I love it down here, and like bouncing around down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like in anything, when you have those like romantic sort of like, oh, wasn't that a fun time in our lives? I feel like it's the initial vibe that you're remembering.
Yeah. I think it can be both.
You're probably right, dude.
I think it can be both.
I'm basing that on one instance.
Yeah, you are. And that's great.
That's how you do it, though.
That's fine, dude. I think
any more than one instance and you're taking it too seriously.
I think you're taking it way too seriously. I think you're overthinking it.
You're looking into it.
I think you're overcomplicating it.
Yep.
And I don't think you need to. I think you need to woo up.
Relax.
Champ.
Yep.
Woo up. And just settle the fuck down. So that would be my advice. If you're going to move, get someone to do it for you. And when I say do it for you, I mean like literally every
top
single
to bottom.
Like
if I was like Kanye, Kim Kardashian, sort of rich, and I'm assuming they do this anyway.
There's no way they put a single glass in a single box.
I'd be
There's
going
no
in there just
way
going,
they do, bro.
Do it all. I'm going to the pub. Do absolutely
everything.
Everything. I want to come home.
I tell you when you'd
and
know.
It's gone.
I tell you how you know you'd fucking officially made it. I don't think it would be the money or the prestige or the power. I reckon it's like that.
Yeah.
Knowing that when you move, you don't do a fucking thing. You go to the pub and you get off your guts and you play pool.
And then you just go, send me the new address.
Send me the new address, and your driver picks you up and you go there and that's it.
Hop into your bed. And you wake up and go, fuck, the whole house is set up. I love this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the dream. That's what we're trying to achieve,
That's all the
whole reason we do this.
That's all we do. That's why
we don't have to move house.
The only reason we get up and we grind and we grind and we grind punters and dribblers is not for the love of you. No.
Nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you. It's so that one day when we move, we don't have to do anything. That's the dream. Because at the moment, I'm doing absolutely everything.
Yeah. Front line.
I'm on the front line, dude. I'm taking grenades, bruh. I've been hit a couple of times, but I'm still trucking. Still trucking nut, even though I'm covered in shrapnel.
Yep.
And urine.
Shrapnel and piss is what you're covered in when you...
Well, you piss yourself in the front line.
Yeah, you do. Now, I just want to double check something before we move on here. We're good. I think we move on to some sport.
What were you checking?
My phone.
Sure.
Eddie, the podcast this week brought to you all by our good friends at pilot.com.au, the online men's health portal. Now, listen, there are so many specific health issues that us blokes have, mate. You know, us blokes.
Yeah, mate, I'm here.
There are a lot of health issues that us blokes have. Now, that could be anything from fucking soft cocks to cocks that get hard real quick, but then get soft equally as fast through, weight of loads.
That's right. There's some obesity issues.
Obesity issues, mate.
Some sleep issues. Some crackney issues,
Exactly.
acne issues, acne issues.
There are all these issues that blokes face, and there are plenty that you're not really that comfortable to stand face to face with someone in a fucking doctor's surgery and talk about.
Yeah, look, there's some of these things you don't want to talk to anyone about. So if you can make it super easy, like if someone came along and like, oi, listen, do you want to do this online? Are you telling me you're going to jump at that?
I have jumped at it. And plenty of you have as well. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to need it right now, but I guarantee you some of you do. Pilot.com.au/Hello Sport, and the promo code is Dribbles, your first doctor's consult for free. We couldn't make it any easier for you if we tried, and we have tried, and it's literally as easy as we can possibly make it for you. So make smart decisions. It's there for you when you need it. Blokes.
Couldn't be easier for you blokes.
Literally couldn't be easier.
Couldn't be easier for you blokes. Pilot.com.au/Hello Sport, promo code Dribblers. So easy.
Easiest thing you're going to do.
It's the easiest thing.
Punters, Dribblers, as you know, we are the foremost soccer podcast, football podcast in the country, and it would be silly and remiss of Eddie and I not to start off with the biggest news of the day, and that is that we have qualified for another World Cup final. Now, I always get confused when
Finals.
people say World Cup finals. Yeah, whatever, but you know what I mean. It's because I just call it the World Cup, but everyone's like, well, it's actually going the whole fucking time, and this is the finals of it. So that was just for you fucking football dickheads like Eddie. But we have made it. We've made it, and I'm pumped, dude.
Made it by the skin of our sacks. I'm going to be honest with you.
I didn't think we were going
When
to.
we didn't qualify out of the pool automatically, the top two spots in each pool, I was like, no, we're done. I think you can put a line through us.
That's what you were saying to
and
me.
I was saying that based on, guess what, Tom? Absolutely nothing.
And I was taking it as gospel.
Maybe an article or two that I'd read, a brief summation of events. The reality is, for the last two instances of the World Cup, this is how we've qualified, bruh. We've got down, we've got dirty as fuck. We've had to verse third in Asia in the other pool. And then I think last time we were like Central America, maybe it was South America, it doesn't matter. Then we play the playoff and we qualify again, and off to Qatar we go. I remember, Tom, just before we get into, the lay of the land, I remember when it got announced that Qatar won it, and that was like...
Well, obviously it was complete horse shit.
Well, it was just like, exactly right.
1 million people died building these stadiums.
Yeah, Sepp
drink in Qatar.
Sepp Blatter took, bribes of epic proportion.
Allegedly.
Et al. They said that by the time the World Cup rolled around that they would have air-conditioned stadiums. Well, it turns out that technology doesn't exist. So they've had to move the whole World Cup from Qatarian summer, don't know how you say it, to winter. So now it's in December instead of next June.
I was trying to work that out. I'm like, why the fuck's it in November this year?
Because of the
it's
heat.
too hot.
Because of the heat. And I remember thinking, 2022 is so fucking far away. Like, that is so far away.
That day will never come.
That day will never, ever come. Never come. And yet here we are.
Here we sit.
Here we sit. On our way to another World Cup. The nation just gets World Cups. 5 in a row, baby.
Yeah,
5
we're
on the
fucking
trot.
unstoppable. Who do we beat? Peru?
Wait, can I tell you something, Tom?
Yeah, man.
We've made 5 on the trot, right? Guess how many Italy's been to? This one and the last one included. None. The Italians don't get it. We get it.
Oh, sorry. Are we a better footballing nation than Italy?
Correct. That is exactly what I'm saying. You're either there or you're not.
Well,
they haven't been there. They're not there. They weren't there last time. They're not there this time.
How can you say anything other than we are a better footballing nation than Italy when they can't even make the World Cup?
They not only did they not make it this year, they didn't make it last time.
Fucking losers.
So you can't sit here and tell us that they're better than us because they're not.
So should it have been mid-year this year, but now it's being end of year this year?
It should have been June, July this year. It should have been in a month.
Had purely unintentionally, like just over the course of my life, like in my 20s and shit, I'd just happened to have been overseas every single time the Soccer World Cup was on.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I'd love to keep that going.
I
Obviously,
actually
if
was
possible.
overseas last time this was on, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going this year, so, I blame my children. But I was in Spain when they won the World Cup, and it was fucking psychotic. I was in Barcelona, and they were, like, trampling cars and like in the street and, like, flipping shit. And I was like, wait, they won? What the fuck's going on here? But it was loose.
Nothing like flipping cars after a good win.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Nothing like flipping cars
after a good win.
That's how it's done.
I mean... like Qatar, though, right? What's the rules over there? Can you drink?
I think that they have basically been like, if you're a Westerner in a Western hotel, go for gold. I don't think you can drink at the stadiums.
I'm not running that risk in Qatar.
So it says alcohol isn't illegal in Qatar, but there's zero tolerance for drinking in public, and being drunk in public is a crime. And it's 21 and over. It's not 18.
They'll turn a blind eye, dude, 100%. They wouldn't come off looking like, look how friendly we are. There's no way that you would get arrested for being drunk in public
Eddie,
during the
if
World Cup.
I'm looking at my crystal ball right now...
You reckon they will be?
What I'm saying is that there are at least 30 people, probably from England, whose future rests in a Qatari prison. And they've got a mere... 6 months before, 4 months, 5 months before, 5 months before they spend the rest of their life in a Qatari prison, going, fuck, dude.
Is this what it's come to?
This is what it became because I, mainlined a bottle of Jägermeister.
Yep. Straight to the veins.
Straight to the veins. So fuck Qatar.
And I'm
in the
paying a
sense of
heavy. I'm
going
paying
there.
a heavy price.
I could think of nothing less enticing than going to Qatar for a World Cup.
No, it's in fact it's like the last place I'd go. I'm pretty sure, and again, this is just vibe or something I read, glanced at, that they built stadiums in like basically in the middle of nowhere, in like cities that don't even exist because there's not enough cities for stadiums. So they've just had to like build stadiums and then like, a bit of a city around it.
It's just shit show central the way these
Qatar
things work.
is fucking tiny. What's the population of Qatar? It's like 4 million? Fucking tiny.
It's just ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous.
So it says about the alcohol, population's 2.8 million.
Jesus.
Wow.
2.8 million?
Smaller than Sydney.
What the fuck?
But with alcohol, it says alcohol won't be sold in the stands, but it'll be sold in beach clubs and kiosks in the stadium grounds. So you're going to have to load up before you get into the ground. 'Cause they're
I
not
can
selling it in the
guarantee you it'll be in the
stands.
boxes.
Oh, yeah,
You got
it'll be
enough
in the
money.
boxes.
Yeah, well, I think if you got enough money in Qatar, you're doing whatever the fuck you want, right?
I think so. I think so.
Congratulations to Qatar again for winning the World Cup. Can we get a death count for people that have died building their stadiums, Dave?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I don't think we'll get an official number.
No, it won't be an official
I'm
one.
pretty sure they went to like their neighbouring countries. Who do they border there? Pakistan, maybe? They would go over and be like, cool, come and walk in the stadiums and then take their passports and just like
So
subject them to slave-like fucking conditions.
Lovely. Love it.
as
Love it.
of as
Great
of
football.
February 2021, so more than a year ago, almost 7,000 migrant workers have died.
Wow. Doesn't seem like much.
Oh,
Hey?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Doesn't
it's a
seem
joke,
like
Dave.
much.
It's a joke.
Oh, did Dave... Did you
But
think
Sepp got fixed.
I mean,
Sepp,
that's only about like 2.5 9/11s, so not that much.
Well, it's not that much.
Sepp got his fill though.
Well, is he still living?
Oh, Sepp would be on the fucking
Sepp-
Riviera
yeah.
somewhere, wouldn't he?
Getting sucked?
Sepp, I can guarantee you Sepp's getting sucked right now. He's not in prison, put it that way.
He's probably got some air getting pumped into the shaft, though, because I don't think that thing's getting up of its own volition.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder how Sepp would have spun 7,000. Not that many.
Not that many. Well, it's less than the population of Qatar. It's not a bad point, Sepp.
It's actually way less.
It's
As
actually-
a percentage, it's fuck
fucking
all.
barely anything.
Oh, Sepp.
Anyway,
Sepp.
I hope he's enjoying a good one, though.
Oh,
a
yeah.
good Riviera suck.
Yeah, it's sitting there going, corruption pays, just winking at everyone.
Yeah, it does. Oh, yeah. Well, some say crime doesn't pay. Allegedly, of course.
No, I don't think it's alleged.
Yeah, but I'm keeping it that way just in case, Sepp's heavies come for us.
You reckon Sepp's listening? I reckon Sepp's got an Australian presence.
You never know who's listening, Eddie.
The bladder.
Exactly. Now, Redmayne, good on ya. He was, Graham Arnold of the Australian coach fame, for those of you that don't know, Arnie to his friends.
Arnie to us.
Arnie to us. He brought on not Eddie Redmayne of actor fame, but let's go with that. Eddie Redmayne as the replacement to Matt Ryan in the shootouts.
Before the shootout.
Wasn't it for the shootouts?
Subbed him late. So I don't think you can sub during the shootout. Subbed him late in extra time. He comes on in anticipation for the shootout. Clearly some sort of shootout expert.
Yeah. Well, you see him when he's like doing like the game-winning save. He's like doing a bloody
Tom,
everybody clap. It was like fucking weird,
The word animated comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
That was an animated Eddie Redmayne.
And I saw people calling him the Wiggles, and I'm like, was they calling him the Wiggles because of the way he was dancing in there, like he was doing a sort of rockabye your bear sort of shit, or is there a deeper meaning to Eddie Redmayne being a Wiggle?
I don't know.
He also had a bushranger beard, which I was, that's cool.
Well, I think I like Tom. I've always said this, and I'll say it again. I like seeing a beard on my goalkeepers. I think it sort of invokes something in the opposition.
It's an intimidatory tactic.
Exactly right. It's like when dinosaurs used to flare up like
or a frill neck lizard. I'm bigger than you think I am.
Exactly.
Oh.
So if you're going to kick a fucking penalty and you look up and you see Eddie Redmayne bearded out the arse, you're like, the goal just got 50% smaller.
Yep.
It is genius from Graham Arnold shipping a bloke with a bushranger beard in there.
Yep.
Genius. He's been around the block though, Arnie. He gets it.
Oh, Arnie gets it.
He knows that a beard will shrink a goal by 50% or more. He knows
I think
that.
Arnie was around as maybe even like an assistant coach or something to some of our old Euro World Cup coaches, like your Gus Hiddinks of the world and your Pim Verbakes. I think Arnie was there in the wings.
Your Pims.
Just seeing what was going on, making sure that, picking up tricks of the trade from these Euro coaches. The one thing that the Euro coach doesn't have, and it's a uniquely Australian trait or tactic, is the bearded keeper.
The bushranger beard.
Yeah.
It's tried and it's tested.
In Australian waters.
Well, it's tried and tested here, but it has application overseas. Global application, Tom. Because it's a masterstroke. Matt Ryan, I believe, had saved a couple against Uzbekistan, so it's not like he was a bad fucking shootout keeper,
Well, he's
Tom.
the captain, actually, I think.
But Arnie sees the situation for what it is. He recognises that it's all on the line. Qatar 2022 is calling, but to get there, we need to insert a bushranger. A Ned Kelly
Invoking national sort of imagery and shit.
Yes, invoking feelings, thoughts, experiences, drawing on the past.
Well, I'm pretty sure, and I think only it was like an 11th hour no-go from FIFA. They wanted Eddie Redmayne in the Ned Kelly helmet.
I've heard that. But apparently, by the letter of the law, you can't get around in a tin helmet.
You can't have a tin bin on you.
You're not allowed to wear a tin bin while keeping. I don't see a problem with
neither do I. In fact, I think it's probably more of a hindrance to the goalkeeper than anything else.
Exactly
Why
right.
wouldn't you be allowed to do it? It's a national headdress.
But it invokes fear. I think Arnie also said, what if we put a headgear on the helmet? Is that going to help?
What if we put some sort of, we can get Canterbury or something to make a big honeycomb style headgear for the helmet.
Does that pass the test?
It did to you and I.
Well, you and I ran our hands and our eyes over it, and it seemed up to code to us.
Yeah, it did.
We don't work for FIFA, unfortunately. It was Brad at the last.
The 11th hour.
The 11th hour. But Eddie Redmayne didn't need the tin hat, Tom.
He didn't need it. It was no, he didn't need it, and we're in the World Cup.
Thank our lucky stars he didn't.
That he didn't need it. But, I mean, I tell you what.
If we'd lost.
We would have been up in arms if he hadn't made that. And it's like, imagine if he was wearing a tin bin on his head.
If we'd lost and we were denied the opportunity to put Eddie Redmayne into a tin bin, I would have been fucking ropeable.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing, Eddie. There'd be a building somewhere in this nation burning to the ground, and that's just wherever Football Australia is. And it's not even their fault, but we need something to burn.
Well, but something's burning.
Something's burning, and it's going to be Football Australia.
I'm happy to get to Football Australia head office, and they say, "Listen, don't burn us, burn them."
And I know I'm burning you.
Unless you point me to FIFA, then I'll burn
is there
them.
a consulate here for FIFA that I can set alight?
That'd have to be. There'd have to be a consulate.
I'd fucking hope so.
There'd have to be a consulate. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Eddie Redmayne,
We're going.
the hero of Australia, saves the 5th and final penalty, so we win 5-4. Is it the 6th and final?
What do we call him? Neddy Redmayne because of Ned Kelly.
Yes, we do.
Neddy Redmayne.
Also an ode to me.
Well, and Ned's great sponsor of the show.
Couple of famous Neds.
Well, dude, we slap a Ned's logo on that bin on his head.
Yep.
It pays for itself.
It's paid for itself.
Yeah.
Even the idea's paid for
Dude,
itself.
Ned's would pay a shitload, a squillion, which is more than a trillion.
Ned's on a Ned Kelly style tin bin sitting on Ned Redmayne's head. That's triple Ned.
I now, Eddie, and I know that you and I ask for things often, but I'm putting it out there to the punter and the dribbler right now. For those of you that maybe want one of these, hold on, hold the fuck.
Are you getting what I think you're getting? You getting what I think you're getting, bro? Get them both. I feel like putting it back on.
Yeah, it's been too long.
It's been way too long. The time is nigh. Time is nigh. Is that now?
The end is nigh, the time is nigh. Who gives a fuck? Middle nigh, the science guy.
They're on.
They're on. Oh, it's been too long. It's been too long.
Now I think I know what you're going to say, and I'm going to let you say it, and then I'm going to wink at you if it's what it's what I thought.
Now listen, these are what you see is wearing if you're watching is the coveted Hello Sport baggy green. Only about 20 of them in literal human existence the world over. If you want one of these, there's some famous faces in the Hello Sport 11. Ricky Ponting comes to mind. Peter Volandis.
We haven't had an inductee for a while.
We haven't had an inductee for a while. The King T dribbler, Liam Brennan, 20 Wells. You know, they're the next three they've got theirs coming.
Yeah, they're close.
They're close. But, you know, your Alex Ironsides, Finacharios, King dribblers. There's some heavy hitters in this fucking 11. But if you want to get one.
Do you want to join us?
They're never to be purchased. You got to earn these motherfuckers. Jelly Shot Kid. Jacko.
Of
Clark fame. Chica of Chappelle cameo fame.
That was fucking good.
You need to make us 2 Ned Kelly tin bin hats.
2.
2 Ned
and
Kelly
they need to look pretty fucking identical.
They need to be pretty much Ned Kelly tin bin hats. And was that what you were thinking? But like with the front bit, like the rolled up. You know what I mean? Like that was like rolled up.
I want them the same.
Yeah.
I want them the same.
Now, I know that we have got steel workers out there. You know what I mean?
I know that we've got handymen out there that know their way around steel.
Yeah.
I know that. Tom knows that. We all know that. Now, your opportunity here is to sit amongst kings, to sit amongst gods. And the only way that you can do that is if you've got a Hello Sport baggy green. It's as simple as that. There's no other way.
There's no other way.
There's
Coming
no
into
other way.
summer as well. You want to get your hands on one of
You
those.
want one of dude, it's just a flex.
We're also planning.
Do you want to get bowed out at the cricket and bought beers for?
Yeah.
Well, then you'll need one of these.
There's going to be a, at least we're looking at it, but an 11's lunch.
No, there is. This year will be the inaugural 11's lunch, and if you've got one, you're invited. You don't have to attend if you've got something else on, but it would need to be. It would need to be.
But like,
Well, no, it needed to be a pregnancy, a new kid, or a death. That's sort of.
there, yeah.
And I don't care if you live overseas. Buy a fucking plane ticket, bro. It's not that hard.
So
You don't have to hop on a ship anymore. Do you know what I
no,
mean?
you don't exactly. It's not a 6-month journey.
Oh, but it's 24 hours to get there. Yeah, that's not that long.
That's not that
one
long.
day. That's
Yeah.
literally one day. It used to take like 11 months, bro.
Just fucking get some real problems.
Get
right?
some real problems.
Jump on a plane and come back to the 11's lunch, and that's basically just Hiles and King Dribbler and 20 Wells. Anyway, if you want one of these hot motherfuckers, that's what we need. That's what we want. Nothing else. Don't start going, oi, my fucking dad found this signed bloody Waratahs jersey from 2002 in the back of the pub that he owns. Do you want it for a bag of green? Like, fuck off.
Once upon a time,
that would have worked. Some guy got one for fucking stealing a New South Wales Sheffield Shield cricket merino wool.
but we were much. That was when we were in our infancy.
Yeah.
A stolen New South Wales cricket merino wool jumper
Vest.
used to prime us.
Oh, that primed us big time.
That doesn't prime me anymore,
Things have
dude.
changed.
You know what'll prime me? 2 replica Ned Kelly
Tin bin hats.
tin bin hats. That's what'll prime me. Otherwise, I won't be primed.
Otherwise, we don't want it.
Look how good they are. Also, they sport the old
logo, traditional logo, and the
old
11's
saying.
motto. The motto of the Hello Sport 11, snortin', growlin', howlin', prowlin', which never gets any more comfortable to explain to the lady who makes them. Same motto on the back. Snortin', growlin', howlin', prowlin'. Yes, that is correct. That's all right. Shout out
you
to
better believe it.
baggycaps.com. Baggycaps.com.
Baggycaps.com, dear friends of ours, snorting, howling, growling, prowling. Now, if that isn't the greatest tagline of all time,
Club
I'm not
motto.
here.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
Anyway.
What episode was that on?
Bro, I don't remember what we said last week or today, let alone.
I wonder if it's still... Is it available, that episode?
I think so, yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah. Because we were recording in the old, at Batuta Stews.
Have to be like pre-100, wouldn't it?
No. We started, I'm pretty sure we started at Batuta Studios post 100, and we took 70 and below off the offline.
Because they're on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
They're like, nah.
Well, we've got them.
We actually do have them.
Most of them. There'd be a couple that are gone forever, but that's
I think
just the
we've
way
got
it is.
most of them.
Yeah, most of them.
I think we've got all of them.
I don't think we got all of them.
Okay.
That's soccer, though.
That is soccer.
Soccer World Cup. Oh, actually, hold on.
Yeah,
Video.
watch the
Tony
video, yeah.
Armstrong, friend of the show. What is it, Dave?
So he's he's a sports reporter for ABC News Breakfast,
Yep.
and they're live crossing to him. I think it looks like Federation Square, where a bunch of people have got together to watch the Socceroos. And this is as the penalty shootout's happening.
Make sure you got volume on the TV.
Yeah.
Looks, bro, it'd be cold as fuck at Federation Square at that hour. It's 9 degrees getting into work today.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Some people are like, 9 degrees, try to get out. I get it, dude, but for Sydney, 9 degrees is cold as a witch's, you know?
A witch's. You know.
Dick.
Yeah. What's going on here, Dior?
Sound's having a bit of trouble.
Okay. Oh, we wait for Dave to do it.
Techo Dave. Techo Dave. Techo Dave.
Techo. Hecko.
Hecko Techo.
Hecko Techo. Hecko Techo Dave.
Our time crisis is hopefully getting fixed today, punters and dribblers. Just a little aside note. This is padding for you. We do have a time crisis in here, and it's currently getting,
it's getting serviced.
It's getting serviced.
Getting its oil changed.
It's getting an oil change and a service. Dave, are we ready to go?
Let's hope. Sound works.
We're through to the World Cup! Yeah! We're through! How good is this? How good is this?
Dude, that's so good.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Get here!
That is good gear.
Dude, that's so fucking good. He's hilarious. I love Tony Armstrong.
That is good gear, dude. That is sensational stuff.
That's so good. Shout out to Tony Armstrong. That is funny as fuck.
Well done, Tony.
Well done.
What a cross. That's a cross from the ages.
Dude, that's a great cross. And you know what I love about that, dude, is that so often news and like it's like they don't it's not representative of real fucking dribblers getting after their work. That's what Tony Armstrong there is, a dribbler, and he knows it and he's happy about it, and he's like, I'm not going to be like, and they're through. We've done it, guys. Back to you in the studio. Or like, how are you feeling to the random people going psycho? It's like, nah, dude, I'm jacked as well. I'm going to get fucking up and about.
Take a bow, Tony. Take a bow, Tony.
Take a bow.
Take a bow, Tony. Take a bow.
When we talk rugby league on the show, punters, dribblers, we do it for our good friends at KO, the home of rugby league. The only place to watch rugby league, all 8 games, unless it's buy rounds, then you get fucked a game or two. Obviously, don't make me go into detail, but all 8 games live ad free during play. KO's the place to do it. Fuck yeah, KO. Now,
Fuck yeah, KO. Fuck yeah.
like, you know, there's a lot of like Origin affected, or like you would think it's Origin affected weekend, but nothing really changed irrespective of team players come back from Origin, blah, blah, blah. Cows pump Dragons, cool. Like, cool. Cows are good, so cool. Rabbitohs pump Titans, strip club footy, that's what happens.
Titans are now coming last.
Are they coming last?
Dead last.
Are they coming last?
Coming dead last.
Well, equal on points with the Dogs, I think.
They're coming last, though.
Who's at the bottom?
Yeah, they're coming
Dave?
last. The Titans.
Who's coming 16th?
Well,
the
no,
Titans.
I agree with you. I just don't think they're dead.
Get the
last,
ladder
you know?
up.
Michael Pride won't hear this because he doesn't listen to his phone. Do you feel like a bit of a dead shit for being like, the Knights are fucking great this year, the fucking Raiders are unbelievable this year, the Titans are unbelievable this year, and they're all stinking it up? Like, yeah, the Raiders have gone on a bit of a run, but they lost on the weekend. And
Pooh Central.
They're still pretty ordinary.
Now, the ladder's here, and we aren't going to talk about Manly right now, but I am just noticing a slipstream. Manly slipstreaming up the ladder.
People don't get it.
They don't get it. They don't understand it. You watch some fucking cycling and watch the peloton, and then you're going to understand where Manly's at. But we'll get to Manly. Get back to the results. Sorry, Dave. I just wanted to see where the ladder was at. So now we go Cows Dragons. Eddie, you tipped the Cows?
Yep.
Smart tip. What was the next game after that one, Dave?
Titans.
What is going on with this fucking screen?
Dude, it's like gets on for 5 seconds and then freezes.
Very annoying.
It's pissing me off.
Very annoying. Very
annoying.
Be better. Is this an Apple problem or a Sony problem? Whose fault is this?
Yeah.
Don't know. It could be a Chromecast problem.
Well, fuck. Apple, Sony, Google. Rabbitohs, Titans. You picked the Titans. You picked the Rabbitohs?
Yes.
Then we have the Storm beating the Roosters.
The Roosters fans were very, very, very excited about their start. Like coming in their pants excited.
Yeah. Well,
like, look how good our club is.
That's
excited.
Roosters fans with, not having the weight of enough winters on their mind, on their soul.
Well, it was like you should get onto fucking the phone to pilot sort of situation.
Yeah.
Because you're coming early.
You're coming way too early.
Way
Roosters
too
fans come too early.
Always have. Always will.
They could do with a heavy dose of pilot.com.au/Hello Sport promo code Dribblers. First doctor's consult for free.
If you're a Chooks fan, use the code and
you'll
all
get
good.
discreet packaging to your door.
It's
no one's going
discreet.
to know.
No one will know. No one will know.
blow
And then
early.
maybe you might start holding on, going the full 80.
Yeah.
Giving it a real pump.
You might be like, oh, I don't come early now because of pilot. So I'm not going to, after a couple early tries, be like, we're going to win the comp.
Yes, that's correct.
Broncos defeat the Raiders.
Bronx are rolling, dude.
Yeah.
Bronx are rolling, but that new kid,
Ezra Mam.
dude, he's a hot young thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Could I have some more, ma'am?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Do we just call him Yes now?
Yes is fucking red hot.
Yes
dude.
is a gun. Yes is really good. Now, is he going to take the place of Tyson Gamble responsibly?
Well, that's what they're saying. Responsibly. They're saying this new hot young thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Put him in.
Take
Yes,
the place
ma'am.
of Gamble responsibly.
Yeah. Sorry, bruh. You're out, Gamble. Mom's in. Yeah, after one game.
Yeah,
I'm
Mum. Yes, Mum.
Yeah. I'm not fucking around here. Him and Reynolds, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Put the cue back in the rack, baby. Mom's here to stay. Simple as that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, mom.
Manly, you would have, I assume, winning comfortably over the Tigers.
I can see where this is going, and yes, I did.
Okay, good.
And yes, I did.
Penrith Panthers fucked the Knights almost to death.
Great post from Kicking T Dribbler. Either Brave or... He was
Either
on
Brave
the
or
hill.
Stupid,
Brave,
or
Brave or Stupid. Yeah.
The Sharkies.
Got it done. It was a bit like, the Warriors came out.
The Warriors started, all right.
Well, Reece Walsh was just doing his thing. He was just
but it was
about.
very Warriors.
It was very
They do a bit.
Warriors.
So at this point, Eddie, you are 7 from 7.
Yep.
Wow. Looking at a perfect round.
Looking at a perfect round.
Okay, so
with
one more game.
a unit scooper.
Yeah, that's an about even term. If you don't know, that's how
We had already planned, although I hadn't filmed, a celebration video of sorts. I said, you know what?
early crow.
I said, you know what? I won't early crow. But I think that just
By talking about it.
Just by talking about it, I'd upset
You'd early crowed because you were in the WhatsApp chat group.
Yep. I early crowed.
Planning your fucking celebration video. Now also, Tobler fucked you because he made you think you had $41 odds.
Yeah, what is wrong with you, Tobler? Can you do your fucking job, please?
I was like, how the fuck is this $41? They're all favourites.
And I looked at it and I go, that's cannot, I got really horny for a second and then I thought about it. I go, that is outrageous. That simply cannot be the case. It's paying like $16.53. Tobler forgot how to do his job. That's fine.
That's fine. Look,
him and Seb combined is just like dyslexic
He's lucky
haven.
because he just got out of his probationary period. If he did,
By a day.
by the skin of his sack.
Otherwise, you are fucking gone, mate, and there's no package for you.
Now, game 8.
We come to game 8,
Eels
4
Dogs.
o'clock Monday, the Queen's birthday, unofficially but officially. The Doggies taking on Parramatta Eels. Now, you could be mistaken for thinking that I'm home and hosed.
Well, you certainly were mistaken for thinking that.
I did think that. We all thought that. We all thought that. Everyone on the Eastern Seaboard thought that, except for a scattering. And I mean maybe 1 or 2 out of millions probably had the Dogs. Now, it gets to 8-0 and then 12-0 and then like 18-0. And I'm like, okay, let's woo up. Let's woo up here.
22-0.
Let's woo up here.
22.
Wait,
Yeah.
let's woo up here. Can we woo up here? Let's woo up here. Then it goes to 22-0. Then it gets to 28-0. I go, fuck this. Fucking turn it off. Just turn it off. Bedtime for me. It's bedtime for me. Why would I trust the fucking Parramatta Eels, the most pathetic club in the comp? Oh, yeah, but we beat the fucking Storm. Oh, yeah, but we fucking beat the Panthers. But you lost to the Tigers and the Dogs, bro.
They've lost to the last place team twice this season.
You lost to the Tigers and the Dogs, bro. I'm sorry, but I'd rather be a flat track bully any day of the week than to lose to those beaters, because that is embarrassing.
And then they're like, oh, it's our year. It's like, clearly it's not your year though, right? Like, clearly it's not your year, and you need to now, like, make peace with that. And I put up a very honest and earnest post last night saying, I don't want to hear or see anyone coming for the Eels fans, right? Like, it's not fair. It's been the Dogs of post-Trent Barrett under Mick Potter, whose coaching career precedes him, it's a different side, right? And to lose to the Dogs of last place fame, the second time you've lost to a last place team in the same year, whatever, you know what? It's not the same. And I will shout down anyone who wants to bag the living piss out of Parramatta Eels fans who are staring down Eddie. And it's not a nice thing to think about, but potentially 5 billion years without a premiership. That's a tough time. This is a tough Tuesday for Parramatta fans.
I don't think it's potential. I think it's just cold hard
it is
fact.
Yeah, it's science.
It's science. It's math. It's arithmetic. It's physics. It makes sense, and you all know it. Now, 5 billion years is a very, very, very long time, but it's not long enough.
Well, it could be more.
Well, it's not long enough for Parramatta to win a comp.
Well, no, the sun will explode. The game of rugby league will cease to exist because
we may be interplanetary. But still, not enough time.
Yeah, I wonder whether Parramatta might fold. Whether, like, if you got to take teams to other planets, like whether
would you take Parramatta with you? Probably not.
Or whether the comp becomes interplanetary and Parramatta is not a planet that we,
I just think that Parramatta, like, if we go into planetary and we move clubs, obviously Manly will get moved before the Earth dies.
Yeah.
Because you want great clubs like that around.
Yes.
But I think that decision makers will go, let's leave Parramatta here.
Yeah, well, you guys stay here, and hey, maybe the sun won't explode. We'll see how we go.
Parramatta stays on Earth.
Yeah.
Stays on Earth, dies.
Yep.
That's what we know. That's what we know to be true. Now,
is Josh Addo-Carr's non-selection in Origin the worst decision Freddie Fittler's made in his coaching career? Yes.
It's an absolute shocker. The last 2 games he's played have been fucking elite.
He scored 5 tries since being left out of Origin for the shittest team in the competition.
Have been fucking absolutely elite. 2 last week, 3 this week. He's absolutely slaughtering it. Now, Mick Potter,
of greatest coach in the NRL currently fame,
clearly has noticed that Matt Burton had lost his ability to hump. It had been taken away from him. I don't know if that was a Trent Barrett decision.
Had he been gelded?
I feel like he'd been gelded. I feel like he'd
nuts chopped off.
Had the nuts fucking removed. That's what it looks like from an outsider looking in, Tom. I can't be certain, but having spent a great deal of time around horses, I know a gelded fucking stallion when I see one, dude.
Yeah. And you have spent time around horses.
He looks like a gelding, bro.
Well, he did look like a gelding.
I reckon Mick Potter's gone into the fridge.
Or the bin?
Or the bin. The bin in the... Well, I think frozen.
So they keep him.
They keep him.
They do keep my
I think he's walked in there and picked up a pair of testes off the fucking wall.
So they may not have even been Matt's testes. These could just be testes that are kept... testes in sport?
I think... Look, people don't know this, but when greats die, their testicles are removed and they're hung in the testy fridge.
Yes.
The Dons are in there, not allowed to use it.
No, well, you can't. They're behind glass.
But they're in there.
Yeah.
Mick Potter knows this.
There's a bucket of frozen testes in the Bulldogs' fridge.
That's right. Mick Potter knows this. He nips in there, picks up a fucking set of testes, sews them onto Matt Burton, and...
Shock horror.
Shock horror. The kid starts humping again, and humping well, might I add.
True.
He looked fucking red hot yesterday,
Yeah,
bro.
he did.
He looked red hot.
Forming a nice little combination.
Nice little comb, bro. Nice little combo. It just feels like a different Bulldog side. When Matt Burton with a fresh new pair of testes on, Addo-Carr giving the bird to Freddie, it feels right, dude.
Matt Burton with a fresh pair of nuts.
Fresh, dude.
Dude,
These
they're
things
fresh.
are fresh.
They're still cold.
I fucking know. They're cold to the touch, dude.
Yeah, they were
These
still
things
cold.
They'd barely defrosted by the time we took the field.
No, those things were still
hard in the middle.
Yeah. They were still rock solid in the middle, and as they were defrosting, he was getting looser and looser. They were completely thawed by the time he put that grubber through.
Dude, they were thawed.
At the end.
That's the moment that thawedness was complete. Bang, grubber. What's up?
Yeah, thawed.
Thawed.
The Matt Burton.
Thawed.
Thawed. It's him with the hammer of thawed. It's his nuts. It was a fucking... The Eels stunk. Bro.
Stunk isn't even fair, dude. They
Poo
were
central, dude.
fucking
Can I say this? And this is not
disgusting.
an attack on the person, but it's an attack on the player persona. I love seeing Mitch Moses lose. Like, as a Parramatta fan, as a Parramatta player, what it is, I'm like, I love seeing Mitch Moses lose. When he got that fucking ball knocked out of his hand, I was basically pants off, just fucking toweling myself up on the couch. Thank God I was home
think
alone.
that's an Eels thing.
It's an Eels thing.
Yeah.
But it's Mitch Moses playing. Like, I probably didn't give a shit about it when he was at the Tigers, but it's like Eels, Mitch Moses, Matt Burton's roughing him up. There's something about, his face when he gets pissed off that just, brings me satisfaction. And that's just rugby league tribalism. That's nothing against you, Mitch. It's just you as an eel. It's Mitch the eel, dude.
No, that's cut and dry tribalism right there.
Yeah.
Look, I
love it.
I'm not an Eels fan, so I don't know. But, if I was, I would be so fucking frustrated with the fact that my team can go and beat Penrith, it can go and beat the Storms. It primes me up, gets me ready, gets me fucking just thereabouts.
To complete.
And then West Tigers lost, Dogs lost. You're like,
what's going on?
What is going on here? What is going on here?
We're going to win.
I'm going to have to sell those grand final tickets I bought. I sold half my house to buy them.
Shouldn't have.
Biggest mistake of my life.
The best thing for an Eels fan to do is not even think about grand final tickets. If you're in the grand final, buy them then.
Buy them the week of.
Buy them once you've made it. So then you don't have to worry.
Buy them the week of, because all this buying them early bullshit, it displeases the gods. It does.
It displeases the gods.
It displeases the gods.
It's like Eddie trying to film his celebration video
Yep.
before you guys had won, and then you didn't win. In fact, it was the most embarrassing loss any club has suffered this season.
What was the final score?
34-4, Eddie.
34-4.
No team's lost to the last placed team in the competition twice in a season and gone on to win the comp.
Correct. That's a fact. And you might be like, you dickheads always say shit like that. No. Look that one up.
Look
That's
that up.
true.
It's true.
That one is true. That one's a fact.
Nothing summed up the afternoon like Mitch Moses going to score that try and then Matt Burton of freshly thawed nuts fame coming and slapping it out of his hands. It was like...
Well, he could because his nuts had thawed.
Well, he was doing a lot when they were thawing, but that was a fully thawed Matt Burton.
That's fully thawed. He's fully... Dude, it's going to be crazy to see what he plays like now with his fully thawed nuts.
Fully thawed nuts.
Well, he's got nuts again. They've thawed. Where he takes his game...
And his nuts?
Only God knows.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to watch it unfold. You know what else I'm excited... I have been excited watching unfold? Story of a young kid, Tom. Just a young whippersnapper trying to find his way in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Guy by the name of Stubby.
Stubby Cooler. Can of cola.
Can of cola. That kid, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
That young whippersnapper can fucking move, bruh.
Dude, the movement that young kid possesses, whether it's turn of speed, whether it's fleetness of foot, whether it's evasiveness, whether it's just...
Raw, unbridled acceleration.
Eddie. But you know what else? And this is the thing that I think I like the most, because obviously pace gets me horny.
Well,
right?
pace gets everyone horny.
Pace gets everyone horny. Fleetness of foot gets everyone horny. Solid defense gets everyone horny. But you know what? When it comes to running fast, it's
running true.
Balance.
Well, you need to be balanced, Tom. You need to be sure.
So well balanced, dude. Just he's like, just the way he moves and he swerves and he fucking gasses everyone.
Balance is slept on, dude. Not you and I, though.
No.
You and I don't sleep on balance. We know
don't.
that it underpins the whole goddamn thing. How do you get fleet-footedness? Balance. How do you get fucking turn of foot? Balance. How do you get fucking acceleration? Balance, bruh. You need the bod in the right position to take advantage. That motherfucker gets a ball from Garrick, who just wouldn't stop fucking working on the weekend.
Garrick
Looks up and goes, okay, what now? Bang. See you later, bruh.
Oh, and then I'm just going to burn the fullback with pace and balance.
Dude, he wasn't even fucking trying, bro. If you watch the other angle, the front on, he's cruising,
Cruise control, dude. Whip it into cruise control.
That is, I'm on the highway. What's the speed limit? 110, up to 114. See you later.
See ya. Foot off the accelli and just hover over the brake, obviously in case of an emergency.
Well, just hover. I'll hover. I'm doing
Just
114. I'm not taking the piss, but I'm not, you know what I mean? But
I'm not taking the piss, no.
But I'm getting an extra 4 kilometres an hour.
Well, because legally you can.
Know that.
Legally you can, so don't think there's anything
And if
wrong
I'm
there.
feeling naughty, I might go to 115, but never higher.
Never a kilometre higher.
Because then you're flirting with
Well,
danger.
then you're taking the piss.
You
But
are.
Stubby Cooler Can of Cola, he knows that he only needs to go as fast as he needs to go.
Why does he need? He doesn't need to go to 6th gear.
He doesn't need to go any quicker because he's already got you burnt.
Don't go
bruh.
to 6th gear when 5th will do.
Why would you? It's a waste. Conserve, balance, energy, fast, pace, fleetness of foot, balance.
Et al.
And then you know what happened, Eddie, after that? Because that was his first NRL try.
I know. Because I've been on him every week, except this week he didn't score.
Yeah, same.
That's all right.
That's what happens.
Although I did have a good win, good multi. I went back to it. Like, I didn't have it on about even, but I went back to basics.
I needed Ruben for one more
I just
try.
went
for my
Ruben and
twist.
Hamole like I did last week, and I filled the coffers, filled them up really fucking nicely. I'm like, Elza, coffers are now filled. We can buy something nice.
After responsibly actually having a couple of good withdrawals from my Neds account.
I had another great withdrawal off the back of filled coffers.
I didn't.
$13.50, $16 I got.
I needed Ruben one more, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. After Stubby Cooler Can of Cola scored that try, that seemed to me to unlock his, okay, I've now got over the chalk for my club, and I'm now an NRL try scorer. He only had like 6 minutes left in that game. He started to rip. He started to believe.
Tom, can I use an old adage?
I'd love you to.
He got the monkey off his back. You don't want the monkey on your back, dude. The monkey's a fucking pain in the ass. You
Squawking
wake
at
up,
you,
he's
biting
there.
you.
You go to bed, he's there. You're cruising around all day, he's there. Weighing you down, gnawing at your ear, screaming at other people, fucking pissing you off, quite frankly.
Yep.
You don't want the monkey on your back. Monkey's gone now, baby. Monkey's gone. And if you don't think that a monkey on your back doesn't mean you play shit or footy, then you're not using your eyes, bro. You don't get rugby league. This kid is going to go to another fucking level now with that monkey off the back.
Yeah.
Know that.
Ruben Garrick as well, and I know that he's obviously not Tommy Turbo.
Who, the snack?
The snack, the 15th peak. No, he's not Tommy Turbo. No one is, and we know that. But every week at fullback, Ruben is getting better and better. He's safe as literal houses. Now, obviously, we know that the housing market, it's not necessarily that safe. Who knows? But he's safe as houses.
but he's a nice house on a nice street in a nice suburb, mate. Like we might lose a bit, but he's not falling off a cliff.
No, he's not.
No way.
He's not.
No.
And he's starting to himself believe a little bit. There was at one point, I think at the end of the first half, he just threw a grubber in as he's fucking middle of the field, thrown a grubber in, and it just almost became something. And I was like, okay. And nothing like went wrong or right. It almost went right, and then it didn't, and it just meant the half was over. Blocker, obviously a Tigers fan, was like, oh, you don't want to be doing that. I'm like, fucking shut up, Blocker, with the greatest respect. It just, to me, it seems like he's getting a little bit more like, oh, okay, I'm starting to loosen my hips a little bit.
Well,
and
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Starting to move to the beat.
What I'm saying is a man activating his hips. The beats come on, and he's a bit rigid to start with, and everyone's like, "Ooh, this guy's a bit rigid," and then something twigs, and bang, the hips start going, and he starts leading with the hips and lets the body follow. And now you got a man moving. Now you got a man shaking. Now you got a man who's dazzling, whose head turning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's Ruben Garrick because he comes alive with the
Now
one
we got
on the
another
back.
threat. Now defenses are going, oh, it's not just Ruben who we know what he's going to do, which is just fucking, be a safe, really nice, priced house. in a good suburb that's value isn't going to fluctuate greatly.
Yeah, you'll see some ups and downs,
But now the defences are starting to go, oh, we're seeing the price rise in this suburb.
Yeah.
And now we don't know, should we be buying in, or is it like, what am I doing? Do I need to sell now to try and capitalise on the rise in house prices in this area? Or do I hold because they're just going to continue to go up? I want to be able to sell at the right time. And now I don't know what the fuck to do because Ruben's providing some other things I got to think about.
Do you know what he's providing, Tom? Doubt. Now doubt's crept in, dude.
Yeah.
Where the fuck have you been, bruh?
Yeah.
Not telling. Doesn't matter. I'm here now. And when doubt's in that room, bruh, when doubt's on that field, ooh, you better have your wits about you.
Yeah, we're the only team in the competition with an 18th man. His name's Doubt.
Yeah. And he's always playing for Manly.
Yeah. And he's basically Ruben's shadow right now.
Correct. Ruben's getting shadowed by Doubt. And that's only good for Manly's chances as we sit in the slipstream. And I'm giving you the hot tip, punters and dribblers. You'll blink and we'll go from 9th to 4th and we'll win the comp. And
and everyone's
you'll
going,
all get the bird.
Now I've got another question. Hamoli Olakawatu.
Holy moly.
Holy moly. Holy moly. Holy moly Olakawatu. Or Olakawatu, as Hoops calls him. Kid can play. Kid can play rugby league.
Dude, kid could play rugby league last year, right?
Yeah.
Kid could play last year. This year, kid can fucking play. Like, if I think about the term rugby league handful,
Which Manly used on their Instagram, you're welcome.
Rugby league mouthful, I literally think of Hamali Olakawatu because that motherfucker is such a presence, so thick, so strong, so powerful, impossible to tackle, such a thoroughbred at the line,
dude.
Like if he's a sniff from the line, it's all over.
But he's
it up.
He's knocking cunts out when they're trying to tackle him. He did it to Naden again, just bah. Naden's just like, ugh. Like don't jam in on Hamola.
Do you want to go limp, dude? Do you want to go limp?
Yeah.
Jamming on Hamola.
You want to bloody, punch your ticket into the shadow realm, dude? Come and jam in on Hamoli and tell me how that worked out for you. Ask Marcelo Montoya of still fucking wobbly fame.
Of still out fame.
Yeah. Or Brent Naden of fucking, probably suspended for a long time, but probably wasn't able to play anyway from concussion anyway fame.
Yeah, he let in like 2 tries after he got hit that badly and then did that tackle.
Dude,
He should not have been on the
Mate,
field.
you get hit by Hamole, you stay hit, bro.
Dude.
Simple as that.
And then the try he scored was just like, oh, okay, look, there's nothing really on, but I'm huge, so I'm just going to bang into the line, spin because I'm actually a former basketballer, so I'm actually doing a basketball move, and then scoring a try. The kid can play, and the kid's only been playing for like 3 weeks.
Hamole, I don't know what's going through his head when he's going to the line, but I feel like he's just saying, what line? There is no line.
There is no line. I just pound cunts for a living.
That's what I do. Oh, what's your job? I pound motherfuckers.
Yeah, like he doesn't actually identify as a rugby league player. He's a pounder of cunts.
Well, he was picked up when he was a pounder and given a Steeden. He was pounding before he played rugby league.
He was picked up when he was a quarter pounder. Now he's the full thing.
Now he's a pounder.
Now he's a pounder.
Now he's 4 fucking slabs.
He's 4
dude.
slabs. He's a pounder.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've had a pounder. I haven't, but I've seen one, and they're all presents.
You know what, dude? We should probably...
Dude, pounders are fucking hectic.
We should get a pounder and see if we can pound a pounder. Now, not...
If Maccas don't rename the pounder the Hamole Olakawatu, I'm not here.
No, well, they're stupid.
You would, you want to fucking... I don't know how Maccas is going now. I know for a period they're in a bit of hot curry. Call the pounder the Hamole, and it's all over.
Yeah. There you go. Business booming.
Did you just get shortboard $1 billion idea? Yeah, you did. And I'm not asking anything for it other than I'm just looking after my boy Hamole.
Yeah.
Make sure he gets a clip.
He better get a clip of it. And obviously we want a clip as well, but we're not asking for anything. If you want to give us a clip, sure, we'll take it.
We'll take your clip. My hands are always open and my mouth, but...
And my anus.
Well, for the corporate dollar,
For the corporate dollar.
It is. But I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for the love of Hamole.
Yes.
And for the synergy that provides. Because he's all pound.
Yeah, and for McDonald's. He's all pound. He's a pounder. He has and did share on his Instagram during Origin. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see it? Nope. he shared an image of Val Holmes and the end score on his stories, and then underneath it wrote, "Always been a Maroons fan."
Did he?
And now apparently has turned down and he has said, "I want to play for Tonga."
No, I heard that. I heard the Tonga thing. All hope has now been removed because I originally was like, maybe we can talk him into it. Didn't know he posted that.
Yeah.
It's all
but
over.
Then he deleted it.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean anything. I know it's been shared around, but it's like, yeah.
You know, I don't. Look,
Whatever. You don't like the Blues? Fuck it. You're just a Manly player. Whatever. I'm cool with
that's fine. Like,
I'd like you to play for the Blues, but if you don't want to, fuck it.
well, it doesn't sound like he wants to.
No, it doesn't.
It does. And I wish I had known that before I got fucking hot under the collar because I didn't know he'd posted that last week. So even up until I was listening to the radio on the weekend and they told me that he was that he wanted to play for Tonga, up until that point, I was hot under the collar.
Listen, I tell you what else was, I saw Brandy on NRL 360, I think last night, going, he was never up for selection. Now, Brandy, either you're one of the biggest fucking liars of all time, or you guys are completely off the deep end with your selection. Because if he's not in frame for assuming he had never posted, fuck I'm a Maroons fan, or this Tonga thing, there is no logical reason why he's not even in calculations for the fucking New South Wales side right now after we got butt-fucked in game one.
Was he saying that more from the perspective of we know where his loyalties lie?
No, because he's been in emerging Blues camps and shit. And they were saying that throughout the season, what they do is they pick a team after every round. And then at the next round, they pick another team. And it's like, oh, has anyone dropped into it? He's like, no. And he was like, throughout the season, he's been in our side. And then he's dropped out for a little bit. He's had some injuries. And they're just like, he's not up for... He wasn't considered... He's not being considered for this game or something. I'm like...
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
He is the inform...
Back rower
in the comp. Simple as that.
And no one plays like him at the moment. He
is such a handful on the edge. I'd refuse to believe that's fact. And if it is,
no, it's a lie.
You've gone fucking crazy.
I think it's a lie. Surely, dude.
Surely that's a lie. Freddie Fittler in Freddie We Trust, who fucking gets the game of rugby league. You can't honestly tell me that he wasn't in your calculations
for this game.
Tyson Frizzell picked in the squad. What's he done this year, Fame? No offense to Tyson.
Tarek Sims, no disrespect. Ryan Madison did nothing, no disrespect.
The informed back rower in the whole comp is Hamole. He's the fucking presence. He's the thoroughbred.
He's the guy.
For him not to be in calculations must be a lie. It must be.
It's a lie.
It has to be a lie.
It's a lie.
If it's not a lie,
it's a lie.
It's got to be a lie.
It's a lie.
It's got to be a lie.
That's, I think, and if I'm reading...
Unless I'm taking crazy pills, bro, that's a lie.
If I'm reading The Room...
And you've always read The Room pretty well.
One of the great readers of Rooms. I think potentially Brandy, Freddie, a little bit hurt at the news that Hamole put that up on the gram.
Yep.
It's going, fuck it, I want to play for Tonga.
Yep.
And just going, listen, how do you handle, sometimes you can be upfront about hurt and emotion and go, listen, I'm hurt by that.
Or you can go low.
Or you can go, fuck it. Nah, didn't even want to. Nah, you're never going to be picked anyway, bro. When we all know.
Yeah. It's like when you got a crush on a girl and you get narbride brutally and you go, I was never into you anyway.
Didn't actually like her.
Even though you've been thinking about her every day for the last 6 months.
Yeah. No. It was fine. It was never.
Into you?
No.
I was never into you.
Oh, you're dating my friend? No.
What, you reckon I was into you until you narbride me?
No. Misunderstanding. When I asked you out for a date, I
was talking about the dried fruit.
Thank you, Dave.
Do you want a date?
Do you want a date?
I said, do you want a?
Do you want to go out on a?
Yeah.
Because date's good for bowel movement. And I thought maybe...
And you look constipated.
You look constipated.
You looked constipated. I got you a date. I didn't want to go on a date with you.
No.
You said no.
So I guessed. I just assumed that you were shitting fine.
Yep.
But you looked constipated to me, and that's what this is about.
That's all that matters. And would I be a friend if I didn't help out a friend who I thought was constipated?
Dude, real friends loosen their friends' stools.
They do. You're not a real friend until you've loosened your mate's stool by any means necessary.
By any means necessary, dates do work. Now, there are suppositories, which is where you put something up your ass. Haven't used one of those, but I assume that's a last resort.
Not to be confused with depository.
No, which is where you put something, I don't know, deposit something. But, I mean, you could deposit a fucking pill up your ass. Look, all we're saying is I feel like New South Wales may be a little bit hurt by Homole.
I think that's fair to say because I, as a proud New South Welshman, am hurt.
I got into Homole's DMs yesterday and he didn't respond. And he usually will respond to us every once in a while.
What did you say to him?
Are you ripping and tearing for Tonga and New South Wales this year, bruh? Nothing.
Silence is deafening.
Silence.
Deafening.
Silence.
Deafening. Silence can be deafening.
And people, now listen, if he does want to play for New South Wales, right? Like if Freddie and Brandy are like, you know,
Very
outwardly saying, you know, no, we don't want him, but quietly going, bro. Like Kiri's played for New South Wales and he literally was like, I want to play for Queensland.
He literally he took it to court, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Kiri did like all he could to get out of playing.
He's like, why can't I play for Queensland? And we're like, because you've never lived there, you've never visited there, you're born and raised in New South Wales, but I want to be a turncoat. Well, that was the moment your career took a dive, no offence.
That wasn't meant to be a drive-by at Kiri. It was meant to be more that...
Yeah, but it upset.
It upset you all over again. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm actually angry all over again about that. So anyway, I will still allow Homole to play for New South Wales because ultimately Origin glory is at stake.
Well, a win's a win.
A win's a win, and Queensland have taken a lot from us over the years. And
do not make me remind you about Greg Inglis.
Listen,
Don't make me bring it up, because I will.
No.
I will bring it up.
But I mean...
And we're not even taking a Queenslander.
No.
We're just asking a guy from New South Wales to play for us. That's all we're doing.
Like, I'm just trying to give him 30,000 good reasons to start believing in blue.
And if you love your state, boys, I think you start shaving a couple of % off your own pay packet and giving it to Homole.
Yep.
Let's give him 50,000 reasons.
Let's give him 50,000 good blue reasons.
Great blue reasons. If it needs to be 60, you and I can chip in.
We'll chip in. Obviously, we're going to get someone to sponsor the chip in.
Well, our sponsors will chip in.
Our sponsors will chip in on behalf of us.
On behalf of us, but we will mediate.
And it'll be in addition to current sponsorship. It's not going to be a...
No, this is a new sponsor. This is a new rate.
This is a
new credit capital rate.
Yeah, this is a Homole rate.
Yeah. Oh, we need to raise... Look, the rate's gone up. Why? Because Homole needs to be paid 60 Gs to play for the Blues.
To play for the Blues. It's obvious, right? Don't make me explain it. Just quickly before you get into those dribbles, just a little extra rugby league thing. Did you see the whole Kafusi fucking elbow on Sam Walker face during that game?
No.
He's been charged, but he's just getting a fine for he got tackled by Sam Walker and then he made connection. Well, it was just the connection. And then as he went down to the ground, his forearm sort of goes into his face. I know he's got form in this department, but how the fuck can anyone say that what he did there was intentional? He's being accused of intentionally forearming Sam Walker to the face. I'm assuming this won't work because this computer/TV situation is just fucking awful.
Yeah. But people are saying he has form because he...
Does have form.
Yeah, he does have form. He did the similar thing to Madison. But the weird thing is, so he's getting an $1,800 fine for it, but the Storm are fighting it.
Because they're saying that he doesn't... So the thing that started with the new judiciary was that all previous points and things for things indiscretion in the past have been wiped. So you're starting from a fresh base, whereas if it weren't wiped, they would be like, well, you've actually done this shit before, and he might have been looking at weeks. I think that the Storm are fighting it because they find the accusation that he's intentionally doing... that he's intentionally doing this to be a sort of slight on his character or, bullshit. Or just because they're going, fuck it. We're not going to take the fine because it's bullshit. Now, you can see that it's fucking hurt him, Sam Walker, that is. This better not be the only footage, the angle that they show here.
No, surely they'll show something else.
If this is the only angle they show, then someone at Fox Sports News needs to be shot. Here we go.
Oh, mate.
They're saying that he's intentionally, like,
Nah.
on NRL 360 last night, like, Kentian should have gone, he's intentionally pushing his arm out in his face. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at here? Like, his arms are out because he's in contact, and his arms don't really change at all. It just goes down.
There's a bit of push, but who cares?
But he's pushing a pushing a defender.
But he's getting
right?
his arms free.
He's also carrying the ball in that arm.
Yeah, it's like, obviously it's a very brutal sport we play. It's a brutal sport we play, Eddie. They play. And, like, obviously these things happen, but to try and say that he's trying to do that and disgraceful, like
Madness. Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. Anyway, that was...
Couldn't agree less.
Yeah, couldn't agree less.
Couldn't agree less.
Let's dribble. Also, Joe Root's had 4 tons in his last 5 tests. He's now at 27 test hundreds. Now, again, he can only score in England. That's what we do. We know that. But still, I don't know if he's equal now with Smudge or more test tons than Smudge.
Smudge has got... Has Smudge got 30 yet?
No. Smudge is on like 27, 28. I'm telling you, him and Coley might have hit 30. Smudge hasn't hit 30. And Coley, Williamson, and Smudge haven't hit a fucking ton since 2019. And Root has like 100.
Smudge is not in good touch.
None of them are.
Smudge has hit 27 test centuries.
There you go. So Root's now equal with Smudge. That'll be a blight on Smudge's career if Root has more tons than him.
How many tests?
Even though Smudge has got a way better average, I believe.
What's Smudge's... Is Smudge still in the 60s?
Smudge has played 83 tests.
What is he, high 50s now?
Oh, we're talking average?
Yeah, test average. Don't go to one-day average by accident. Make sure you're reading the right thing.
He is 59.8.
Yeah.
And what's Root?
He's out of the 60s, dude.
Yeah.
Joe Root 49.6.
Which is
49?
That's a...
In the 40s?
Yuck.
Their best batsman?
Yuck. Disgraceful.
Yuck.
But still pretty good.
The thing is, England played a shitload of tests last year.
How many tests has Root played?
He has played 118.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. Smudge only 80.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Listen, congrats to Joe Root. I actually feel like I like Joe Root. He seems like just the nicest guy in the world. But you're a POM, so I can't show too much respect.
But he's just a scared English boy.
He's just a weak, scared
That's
English
fine.
boy. But he's hitting some tons for his
He's hitting
nation.
some tons. That's true. That's true.
Anywho, now we dribble.
Now we do. Dribble.
Tom, Eddie, Neil, Dave, Tommy Cobbler. Hope this day's finding you well, boys. This is the birthday dribble here. That's right, it is my birthday today. Up until this point, boys, I've been going through what you would call a dry run, if you will. Probably even drier than Kempy's humour. But I thought, no, I have to do something about this. So I picked myself up a summer tan hat, picked myself up a Dior hoodie, beautiful hoodie. And what do you know, fellas? It did the trick. A girl asked me over to her place last night. I rock up wearing my summer tan hat and Dior hoodie. She couldn't keep her hands off me. So finally, my dry run's ended, and we're transitioning into what you would call a wet streak. Possibly wet as Nico Hines' hair, and that's just a fact. So, boys, I just want to give you my thanks on behalf of all the dribblers and punters out there who have been going through a dry run. It's finally come to an end, boys. So, dry runs never. Summer tan hats and Dior hoodies forever. See you soon, boys.
Yeah, look, if you've got a summer tan hat and a Dior hoodie, best believe it's a lifetime of La Nina.
It'll be one of the great wet streaks of your life.
Yeah. Glad we could help break that drought for you, buddy. For dribblers and driblets the world over, the summer tan and the Dior hoodie will break your dry spells. It's just guaranteed.
It's a fact. Fact of life. Happy to help. Happy to help. That's all we can do, Tom, I suppose, at the end of the day, is help the punter and the dribbler be better. Be better people. And to enjoy the fruits of life. On we go.
G'day, lads. Just listening to the Thursday pod in the car on the way to work and had a quick request. Tom, never, ever impersonate your child again and do that baby voice. That was fucking horrendous.
I don't even remember.
I've had to switch it off. I need a break from the pod.
No, you don't. That's a
It's
lie.
rattled me, Tom, honestly. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do now for work.
Personated Evie. When she was saying, don't go to work or something.
Right. Which she did. Look,
Look.
I've taken it on board, but I can't promise it won't happen again.
In fairness to Tom, it's like she doesn't sound wildly dissimilar to that.
No, like I was pretty spot on.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. The impersonation was good. Was it something that audibly pleased the nation? Maybe not.
Possibly not.
Possibly not. Fair call. I'll probably still do it again, though. I can't help it.
Like calling yourself daddy. It's just not going to stop.
Bro, I'm calling myself daddy. It's just the way it is. I've been asked many times by my family, like mum and dad and brother and sister, like, you got to stop referring to yourself as daddy, like in conversation. I'm like, I can't help it.
That's clear. That's clear. Okay.
Morning, boys. Tom, Eddie, D or Dave. Look, I hate to call up as an Australian with this problem, but I am sick of Tim Cahill. I have had enough. He has shared that video of his goal against the Netherlands. It is sweetly hit a beautiful volley, crossbar in, 31 times on his own Instagram. I mean, we've seen some phenomenal sporting moments, whether it was JT's field goal, Joey John's 05, 8 in a row. Do you see them resharing it 31 times? Love to know your thoughts.
Has he really done
Cowboys,
that?
2022, it's ours.
Listen, that is a very specific number. I don't know if that number was used to throw us off the fucking scent or if that is actually, he's actually shared it.
So we've got one at the top here.
Yeah.
And of course it's going to freeze and not scroll.
Okay, well, you just check on the computer.
I think you can on your own time.
You can on your own and let us know. You just hit the next dribble. You go and follow up Timmy Cahill. Look.
31's a lot.
It is a lot, but it wouldn't surprise me.
But it was sweetly hit.
It was sweetly hit, but it also wouldn't surprise me. Timmy Cahill gives off to me those sort of vibes. Love Timmy Cahill, national hero, what he's done with the Socceroos and World Cups, et al. You know, it goes without saying. Timmy Cahill, the fucking celebration, the Timmy Cahill, right? But it wouldn't surprise me if Timmy Cahill gets high on Timmy Cahill.
Well, it'd be hard not to, wouldn't it?
Would it surprise you if Timmy Cahill doesn't like to chop up a line of Timmy Cahill every once in a while and just bang that fucking thing 31 times on his Instagram?
Wouldn't shock me. Just a fucking big slug of Timmy
Big
Cahill.
slug of Timmy Cahill. Would it surprise anyone if Timmy Cahill doesn't mind someone doofing him a slug or two at Timmy?
Timmy may well be into Timmy, and if he is, he's earned the right. That's what I'd say.
Same.
That's what I'd say. Timmy, if Timmy's into Timmy, Timmy's earned the right.
To be into Timmy.
To be into Timmy, because Timmy's given a great deal to the nation. Let's not forget that, punters and dribblers. Let us not forget that, not for a moment.
Lest we forget
what he's given. But 31 times is a fucking big number. Dave will pound it out in the background.
Yeah, how many are you up to now, Dave?
I'm up to 2.
Okay, this guy could be lying.
Yeah.
Look, this may be something that we need to do.
3. Just found a third.
Okay, let's just hit the next dribble, and if we can get to 31 across the 4 years, it's not, or actually more, 8 years. 8 years. 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
8 years.
2014.
Yep. I was in Los Angeles.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because I thought that's how it's pronounced. Isn't that how you pronounce it?
Sure.
How do you pronounce it?
On we go.
How do you pronounce it?
I'd just say LA maybe.
Los Angeles.
I actually hate LA, by the way. I think it's the biggest shithole.
It's a dump.
New York's much
fucking
worse.
all
Fuck that.
I mean, it's not though, you know? It's just not though.
LA is a concrete jungle.
LA is a shithole, and it's just like flat, and everything's fucking miles away.
And it's
from you.
hot.
Oh, you.
I've had fun there. I'm not saying I haven't had fun there.
Eddie, you could have fun in fucking
Timbuktu.
Guantanamo Bay.
There's some Maccas there. You can get some cheesies.
In Guantanamo?
You didn't know that? Dude, in Guantanamo Bay, there are 3 flags that flies. The one is the US flag. The other one is the Macca's flag. And I don't know what the other one is.
There's a McDonald's at Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it's just next to the gift shop, which is also a real thing there.
I don't know what this little fucker's, whether he's like saying you don't know that. I'm like, I think it'd be weird if I assumed that there was a Macca's at Guantanamo Bay. Do you not?
Macca's flag at half-mast.
That is absurd. Now there's a flag. Do they actually sell cheesies?
Yeah.
Do they sell Olacawatus?
Do they sell Himalayas?
Yeah.
That's what we want to know.
There you go. There's the Macca's top left. Oh, it's frozen again.
For fuck's sake, Dave. Fuck it. Guantanamo Bay sells Macca's, whatever. We got to work this thing out, though, before the next podcast because this is fucking annoying.
How do you reckon we're going to work it out?
Well, I'm going to set Teco Dave onto it.
I'll sort it.
Or Teco Tobler. We're not going to work it out.
No, I was just making sure that wasn't the case. Good. Back to the dribbles.
Yep.
Back to the dribbles.
Yeah.
Enough about Los Angeles.
Which is a shithole.
Tom and Eddie, Dior, Tommy Tobler, you fucking turncoat dog fucking shit cunt. Love you, Dior. You're a Melbourne supporter. Cherry Evans that doesn't know how to tackle of turnstile fame, of lets everyone through the fucking gates fame.
Yeah.
Ben Hunt wouldn't pass to him. That says enough. His own teammate. Fuck the lot of you. Queensland forever. New South Wales never. Manly fucking get pummeled into the earth. No Tommy Turbo ever. Fucking dog.
He's on the
up
helium.
the storm.
Is this a
Up
jockey?
Queensland. Love you, Dior. You Jewish little boy.
Ooh, we don't like that.
It was positive, and Dave goes through these. So if Dave, as the Jewish guy, is allowing it, I mean, I don't know. That was a little bit.
Well, he didn't say there was anything bad about being.
No, that's true. He was just mentioning your Jewishness. I
Yeah,
guess
well,
there's-
he started the dribble by telling me to fuck off and calling me a cunt, and then at the end he says, "Up the Melbourne Storm." Love
See,
you,
I thought he
Dior."
was saying.
So-
I thought he was having a crack at Tobler. He's calling Tobler a turncoat.
He said Tobler.
Or is this guy?
No, but I think he said Tom, Eddie, Tobler, fuck you turncoat, Dior.
Okay.
He was addressing me before he had.
Because
said
I was
my name.
confused.
I was confused. That little helium dribbler. He sounded like
Dude,
maybe
he'd
he was
had a big suck on helium. That bloke.
That kid's parents probably work in like the balloon industry.
There is no way he hadn't had a big fucking suck of helium there.
No.
before
I think that
dribble.
he's probably the son of like some party balloon barons.
Or helium barons.
Well, in so doing, it's like they do the balloons for parties. So they're helium barons, but they're also party balloon barons.
They've vertically integrated their business.
Correct. Look, this motherfucker's just dropped. This guy's been at uni.
He's
for far too
vertically.
long.
Well, he's doing. Are you doing a master's in marketing?
Not quite. A master's in cultural studies.
Well, that's basically
What culture?
marketing.
What cultures are you studying?
Australian, maybe, mainly.
Australian culture.
Australian culture, man. It's the one I know about.
And what are you learning?
Oh, not a whole lot. I'm writing my dissertation about Australian national identity and Shane Warne.
Is that right?
That is right.
I like that.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
good. Dave.
I'd like to read it.
So would I, but there are 0 words written at the moment.
So you're not writing anything.
No, you
it's
haven't.
just an
Not yet.
idea.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
you haven't written a thing. Listen, that guy.
Are you a chance of passing this course or no?
Oh, yeah. No, big chance. I think I'm on a distinction average at the moment.
Ooh,
but that's
pretty
because
good.
I did like film study subjects last year, which were piss easy. Now I'm doing hard ones this year.
We got a little
It's gonna go
buddy.
down a bit.
What's the plan for this master's certificate or whatever
Yeah,
it's called?
cultural studies. What do
Like,
you-
what's the
I'm
plan? What's the plan? Or are you just doing it just because you want to do it?
I'm kind of just because I want to do it. Just because when I finished my undergrad, it was COVID and I couldn't travel, which was my plans. I also didn't want to get a 9-to-5 job, so I was like, "Fuck it."
You're just delaying
do
the
another
inevitable.
degree. Yeah, pretty much.
I
Just
hear you.
delaying the
I hear
inevitable.
you.
Will this masters qualify you for anything particularly? Any roles that can, like, you'd be like, well, I'm a master in this, so.
I mean, I'm not sure about roles specifically, but I know what it does qualify me to do is have a superior opinion to anyone else that no one can like come at me. Because I say I have a master's, I'm right.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what
you're right.
happens.
So
Yeah.
I like that. It's pure, like, from an argumentative standpoint, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what do you know, bro? I'm a master.
And like,
Would you be called Master Dave Bloom? Is that how it works?
Do I call you master?
I mean, you can if you'd like to. I don't
No,
know
I'm
because,
asking, is
because
that-
master is also like what children get called. You know
Yeah,
what
that's
I mean?
why. That's why there's so much
I don't know what
synergy.
happens there.
That's why there's so much synergy.
Wait, children get called master?
Yeah, like Master. You know.
Oh,
Instead-
you mean
instead of-
children call people master?
No.
No. Like instead of Mister on a letter, it'll be like
be
Master.
master.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
gotcha. Yeah.
Are you with us?
I mean, it's not that obvious.
It's obvious.
No, it's not that obvious.
It's obvious.
I thought master was just if you weren't married, or is it if you're a kid? That's mister.
That's miss.
Well, yeah, no, there's that.
But the Mister doesn't change.
Mister's just we're just
Mister's
constantly Mister.
You're always a Mister until you become like a Sir or a fucking
Doc.
Doc.
Lord.
Or a Lord. Well, you don't become a Lord.
Well, you can.
Or are you born one?
No, you become.
You
a
like
lord.
buy land and you become a lord.
Yeah, dude.
Can you buy titles?
Yeah, there's this
Not
website.
that, yeah, but that don't count.
Yeah.
That's not real. That's not real life.
But there are like people in the royal family who are like, Prince Charles, Sir, this Lord of whatever. Like their whole fucking titles are that long. I mean,
it's
include
true.
Lord.
I wouldn't mind being a lord.
So you don't get a title.
I don't think so. I think maybe I can.
Well, we're head
I have no
honchos.
idea.
Well, that's true. We're head honchos. That is our titles.
I mean, do you think that once I hopefully pass my master's degree, with that level of education, am I the most intelligent person in rugby league media?
No. Maybe.
Maybe.
I can't say for sure. You'd be there or thereabouts.
Yeah. But I think we call you doctor even if you're just a master. Dr. Dave.
Dr. D or Dave?
Well, why don't you just do a doctorate in something?
Because it's hard.
Well,
It's really
so's
hard.
driving to Canberra to pick up dogs, but you're fucking able to do that.
And if you really want to kick that can down the road, not kick the can down the road, do a doctorate.
Yeah.
And then we can call you Dr. D or Dave.
It's crossed my mind. But not so much for
And then we'll be the only podcast in the world that has a doctor as its intern.
And that's a flex.
That is a flex.
That's a flex and a half.
So think of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And do a doctorate.
All right.
On we go.
There is nothing better than completing 12 hard Queensland hours and then coming home and flogging some beta fucking New South Wales cucks. Take your licks, you cunts. Listen.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Oh, dear. I forgot there'd be some licks in here.
Yeah, I forgot that as well.
But we'll take him.
Yeah, fucking we'll take him, man.
We'll take him.
We'll fucking take him.
Still 2 games to go. Still 2 games to go.
Cum sponges, ring stingers, punters, dribblers and driblets. The sleep dribbler is back.
Oh, my
baby.
God.
An absolute punishing result tonight. But trust me, the sleep dribbler will be back. Ooh, 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 ooh. I won't run in front of that car. Zoom.
Oh, my God. Dude.
What did he say at the end?
I won't run in front of that car. Oh, my God.
Sleep dribbler.
Wow. For
Has
some
it been
of
a
you-
year, dude?
Oh, easily a year, dude. We haven't fucking heard from the sleep dribbler for so long.
Once we started to like zero in on his
Well, and is who he was.
on his
I still don't know who he is, but I know that
we know
people
someone
know.
we know someone that does.
But I'd prefer not to know. Now, there are going to be some of you who are like, who the fuck's the sleep dribbler? And I'd say you haven't gone back and done enough of your previous sort of cataloguing of the
Well,
Hello
you've
Sport
got homework
past.
to
You
do.
got homework to do.
If
Sleep
you haven't
dribbler-
listened to our entire back catalogue, then I'm disappointed.
Sleep dribbler is in the fucking... He's on the Mount Rushmore of famous dribblers. He's absolutely up there on the Mount Rushmore of famous dribblers. I mean, him...
His work his work on the dribble hotline.
It's part of what made it what it is.
It's best in class.
Yeah. I mean, like...
Truly terrifying. The first ones he left were
The
fucking...
first ones were fucking terrifying.
I had nightmares, bro.
Yeah. Sleep dribbler, the Tasty Boys. I don't know who the other two necessarily would be. They might be there and I've just forgotten. But like Sleep dribbler and the Tasty Boys, definitely.
I get the point. I get
definitely
the
in Mount Rushmore.
Correct.
You yawning, buddy?
Just hit me then.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Don't worry about me, buddy.
Well, I'm always going to worry about you.
Thanks,
you know
bro. I
that.
appreciate that.
No, just checking in.
I appreciate that.
Let's go, D. Shout to Sleep. Welcome back, bro.
That's what I'm yawning. Sleep.
Sleep, yeah. Welcome back. Like
He
I
can
mean,
put you to sleep. That's his fucking...
But like, also you won't be able to sleep. You'll yawn, but you won't be able to sleep because you're terrified.
Yeah.
And then, like he's...
Or he puts you to sleep and then takes your organs.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes, like one time he called, I swear it was like he was walking along the side of a highway just like ranting. You're like, what is this? There'd be people driving past this guy going, what the fuck's going on?
Sleepy D, dude. Good to have him back. Good to have him back.
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, g'day, Tom, Eddie, Dior, and Toey Tobler. It's Clark, the BBB dribbler here. Boys, obviously you guys are going through a bit of a curse period at the moment, and you've turned to woo-woo, and I think after today I found out why that isn't working, because woo-woo doesn't understand itself. I found myself at the Yamundi markets and came across a fucking crystal place, and went in there, and this bird's gone and talked to this chick about how basically she is feeling attached to this fucking crystal but doesn't feel like it's the right time to buy it. And then the chick behind the counter has said to her, hey, obviously your soul hasn't connected with this crystal yet. Chick continues to go on and says that she went to another crystal store earlier in the week and saw the same crystal, so now she has been attached to it, and she feels like it actually is the right time to buy it. The chick behind the counter then decides to say, hey, I think that you need to buy this because it keeps popping up in your life. So when your Nina or whatever the fuck that is comes in, that's when you should buy it. And it sounds like it's now. But I'm standing there thinking, hang on, didn't you say don't buy this just before because it hasn't connected with your soul? So I don't know, are woo-woo people basically just trying to take the piss and get everyone's money, possibly? Or do they know their shit? To me, I just think they're talking out of their asses, and the fact that you boys have turned to woo-woo and think that it's going to help break a curse, I just don't think it's the right thing to do. Maybe just get some better fucking players down at your club and you'll be sweet. Woo-woo never, and Jeeps in your cheeks forever. Fucking see you later, boys.
Okay. All right, Klutz.
Look, Klutz hasn't seen enough winters.
No, Klutz hasn't seen enough winters. Shout out to Bloody Brilliant Beers, but Klutz hasn't seen enough winters. That's all it is. And look, he's a young, hot, fucking thick, virile Queensland man in the prime of his life.
Fresh off a W.
Does not get cold enough up there for you, brah. Doesn't. Now, what he also doesn't realise is that curse was broken fucking when we humped the Warriors 48-0 or whatever it was, and both of our bets got up.
That's the moment the bet was broken. Tom and I embraced over some club sandwiches
and whiskeys,
some fries, and some double
Chivas Regals
on the rocks. That's when we bonded. That's when the curse was officially broken, and it's as simple as that. Now,
club sandwiches are the meal of woo-woo, and you may not know that, but that's just the case. And we had to continue woo-woo.
But also, we needed to be relaxed, and relaxation and club sandwiches go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they only serve them in hotels? When you relax.
It's the only place that you can get a club sandwich. The only place.
You cannot buy club sandwiches outside of hotels and resorts. You cannot buy them.
Nope. And if someone's selling you one, it's not a real club sandwich, and you should probably be like,
Well, it's a BLT with chicken on it.
And they should be getting sued or something.
Well, I think that's...
We're not into litigation, but we're not litigious gentlemen by trade, but I'll sue you if you try and sell me a club.
It's not our go, bro.
No.
It's not our go.
No.
I appreciate the call, bruh, but again, you haven't seen enough winters.
No.
And
you came last 2 years ago, so now you have one fucking... Yeah. You have a few good games, and now you want to start swinging that fucking dick around.
But you know what woo-woo would have helped with? Avoiding a spoon.
Yeah.
How many spoons have Manly got?
None, bruh. And, bring good players to your club. That's the only way you fucking losers will do anything. We build good players. We create good players. Good players reared in fucking demountables in Narrabeen. That's what we're about. Whereas you losers will try and purchase success but never then achieve the success. It won't feel as good. Like a Manly premiership when all players built in a demountable in Narrabeen versus a Broncos premiership where all players are shipped in.
You know what it'd feel like, Tom? It'd feel like a Marilyn Jones gold medal.
Marion, but yeah.
Marion.
You weren't far off. Exactly, Eddie.
An Armstrong fucking yellow jersey.
Tour de France. Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
It's the way you fuckers did it when you did win comps. Your bloody team of the late 90s, early 2000s, the 90s and 2000s, everyone was like, oh yeah, what, basically every fucking Australian player here? Before bloody, Turn It In was invented and you could run the salary cap through a fucking proper auditing program. It's like, this is what we're paying them. Okay, well, I'll just take it at face value.
Oh, is that it?
Oh,
Thanks.
okay, cool. No, that checks out.
Perfect. That all looks reasonable.
Yep. Before, digitalized money and currency, it was all just cash.
Gish.
Gesh.
Gish.
So fuck you, dude. With the greatest respect.
Not enough winners. Let me go.
This is the last one here, but
Excellent.
I'll just give an update on the Cahill count. I'm at 12 within 2 years.
Fuck, so you're
and
a sniff.
And it's at least 12. There's a fair few videos that are like goal compilations, which I didn't watch all the way through.
I'm happy to give it to him.
Yeah, same. 12's a lot of times.
12 in 2 years. What's 31 in 8's not unreasonable.
No, but like 12's a lot of times to post it.
In 2 years? That's a fuckload.
Just generally. 12 times to post anything is a lot. Like to post the exact same thing.
Yeah, okay. I'm 31. I'm going with 31.
Keep going, but I'm believing 31.
Yeah, count to 31.
Yeah, I want you to go all the way. Let's go this last dribble.
Ashley Klein is the worst fucking referee I've ever heard. And New South Wales should... Now that I've got your attention... Queensland!
That did get my attention. That was well done.
That was very impressive.
That got my attention. I was like, I agree. Okay, that you got my... Yeah, you fucked us.
No, that was very impressive.
That was well done.
Got to take your licks. Got to take your licks.
Ashley Klein is a bad referee, though. That is, like, objectively, that's the truth.
Got to take your licks.
Yeah.
Got to take your licks. Righto, cunts, we're off. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?